Mystic ancient secrets can all be answered when you ask the mystic access guru. That is I, the great exalted one. I have come across 3 astral projections through the god plane in the hero metamorphosis to give you the knowledge you deserve.
All right. Excuse me. Where are we at here? There we go. So this is round 2 of this guy's debate. Dr. John. The other day it was Dave Weiss against him and some other guy. Now it's going to be including Nathan Thompson. And this is just a year ago. So Nathan Thompson's still around. I've seen him around. He's still a failure. Still bumming off people. Anyway, let's get on with it. It's about an hour and almost 2 hours. So let's get on it.
We don't have a solid model. We just know that your model doesn't work.
Well, then you don't have a fucking argument. You don't have an argument, man. If you don't have a model, you do not have an argument in a debate. Because when you come to a debate, debating a model, you have to have a model to debate. I mean, are you fucking stupid, Dave? Seriously, is Dave fucking retarded? It's like you want to race a car. Well, I don't have to have a car. I just gotta make sure your car doesn't run. What the fuck, man?
Well, perhaps you guys should work on that.
I mean, you lose. As soon as you say, I don't have a model, that means you don't have any evidence. You lost. Automatically.
Every time I took a bag of hydrogen and lit it on fire, it exploded.
When did you take a bag of hydrogen and light it on fire? That's probably not a good idea.
In theory.
Let me ask you.
I've done it. It's easy to light a bag of hydrogen on fire. You take some aluminum foil and some lye, drain cleaner, like Drano. You cut the tinfoil up into small pieces to increase surface area. You put it in a cup. You pour in the lye. Mix it together with water. You'll instantly start seeing bubbles come off of it. That's hydrogen gas. Take a balloon or a bag, kind of squeeze it to get all the air out, and then just put it over the opening of the container, and you fill the bag with hydrogen. You touch a fire to it, man, it blows up. It's violent. It's fun.
What does this theory say about which elements you can use and which you can't?
As a matter of fact, there's a book called Still Life with Woodpecker by Tim Robbins. Tim Robbins or Tony Robbins? Tom Robbins. Where the lead character of the book is named Bernard Mickey Wrangle, and he's a terrorist, and he has different bombs for getting out of jail in different situations. Hey, Viz. And one of them is the Drano reefer bomb. You get aluminum foil and lye, you mix it together, you roll it up like a big joint, hence the term reefer. You use Drano, hence the term Drano. You roll it up like a big joint, you poke holes in it, stick it in the toilet of your jail cell, and then wait for someone to strike a match. Hey, Tusk. And you blow a hole in the wall and get out. He said that's one of the more risky escape plans.
Can't.
He also had one the playing card guano, the bat guano bomb, where you mix bat guano and the red dye from playing cards, and it makes some sort of an explosive. It's a pretty cool book.
It's so simple. You're totally blindsiding these people from being able to reason.
Yeah, by teaching kids flat Earth, we stop them from becoming astronauts and politicians and
effective engineers making like six-figure salaries.
Yeah, you're harming people's education, dipshits.
As long as it's not too frequent. That's
as long as we're spreading flat Earth, we're keeping kids from becoming successful. You're proud of that. You're fucking proud of keeping kids from being successful, achieving their dreams.
No. I try not to swear because people freak out over, hey, there's all this crazy stuff going on in the world, but if you say a 4-letter word, that's bad. Bad. Where's the puppy?
The algorithm sometimes triggers too. I think. I don't know. Yeah. I don't understand that half the time. But yeah, I'm not too much into the world of TikTok.
What the fuck is a 4-letter word?
I don't do anything with TikTok.
It's just another platform where people talk in different formats. That's all it is. I don't.
No, TikTok is cancer. TikTok is fucking cancer.
Don't look at it as anything other than just a different way for people to connect. Ethan, right. You good? You hear we sound all right? How's your say something?
Yeah, how's the volume?
You're right on. It's rock solid.
Good.
Excellent.
And you guys can hear me okay.
Get started there, gentlemen. I haven't done a podcast in months, so
now you're good. Now you're good. You're good. Your lighting is good enough for a TikToker.
I agree.
It's all good. Yeah, I can't say I've made a single TikTok video, so.
Well, that's all right. That's okay. Yeah. All right, so I'll just get us started.
Sure.
So here we are, round 2, if you want to call it that, with Dr. John. And today I have Nathan Thompson with me.
So whose garage is Nathan living in? Because that's a garage door. That's an interior garage door right there. You can tell by how sunk in it is.
And Dr. John, we had a very interesting podcast with your buddy who didn't like anything I had to say, but you seemed interested and you want to learn more. And hopefully you came back with some deeper questions, but we can go anywhere you want to go in this discussion. And let's start.
Sure. So I suppose the thing that I appreciate about what you and people in Flat Earth are doing is that you're raising some healthy degree of skepticism about some science that is mostly regurgitated in books and through school, etc. And I do agree that most people do not understand or fully know what they quote unquote know. So that's where, well, they're taught something and then they have to take a test and then they have to, pass the test. And they don't. Yeah. And school moves in a pretty quick rate. You get thrown everything in every which way. So
yes, and those tests are what makes it not indoctrination.
So yes, I mean there's plenty of things that I remember learning as in elementary school, like Columbus discovered the world is round, which that's not even a true account at all. So it's not impossible to fathom that.
So what are they going to think? Are they going to twist his words and think he said Christopher Columbus didn't think the Earth was round, something like that?
You do
probably
learn some misinformation, and you don't. There's not a critical thinking element in most of school.
We're on the same page. In school they teach you this is what you have to learn. You memorize it.
Yes, they teach you. They don't indoctrinate you. They teach you, Dave. Well, they teach everybody but flat earthers.
Regurgitate it, and you get an A. And if you get enough of those A's, you can.
No, that's not at all true, Dave.
Become the next teacher for the next generation. So you're not allowed to challenge anything. I think we discussed that a little bit on our last episode.
Yes, you are allowed to challenge stuff, Dave. What the fuck are you talking about?
Where, if you go against mainstream science, it doesn't go very well for you, especially if you're like funded with grants or anything like that.
Bullshit.
Yeah, well, there is a pressure to
He's full of shit. He's completely full of fucking shit.
At the higher level, yes, there is a pressure to
It's like Dave's got this smug look on his face, but it just makes him look stupid. It just makes him look brain damaged.
To further the theory and things like this.
Kind of like Chandler trying to smile for a photograph. It just turns out fucked up.
Okay, so but this is where we might start to deviate a little bit here. So it's really important to test
Hey, Stanley.
and to figure these things out for yourself. I think without pictures or without any sort of satellite imagery or any sort of video, I think most people would be very hard pressed to, and I've asked people too, like, how do you know that the world is
Yeah, this channel just not suited for you there, Stanley. So later.
as a globe? And it's challenging. I mean, the original civilizations thousands of years ago all had flat Earth models, and that was the going norm thousands of years ago. Maybe we might have different ideas of ancient civilizations, but some of the archaeological records show flat Earth, was the first mode of thought.
And I don't do that very easily. So.
And human civilization.
They were
And it
teaching
was-
flat Earth in American schools up to the 1950s.
I have more pairs of pants than I do people on my block list.
Well, I think I did catch a video of
See, it takes a lot to get blocked on my channel.
one of that you had with somebody that had said something like that. I can't account for all schools, but I'm sure there were some that were teaching flat Earth, but not all of them. And again,
Well, I don't know that.
But you also said that schools aren't necessarily the be all end all for facts either, right?
Well, correct. The Rockefellers took over the school system in 1901 or 02 or somewhere around there. And that's when everything kind of went away from learning into indoctrination.
No. Sorry.
Well, I don't know that, but
Yeah, the Rockefellers didn't take over the fucking educational system, you lying fuck.
perhaps there is definitely standardization in curricula. There's standardized testing, so there's definitely
Got a message from my IP. They're doing maintenance for 30 minutes. Oh, okay.
some sort of group of facts that people are expected to learn in school, for instance. So, but again, the sphere model was a radical way of thinking 2,000 years ago, but that's when it started developing, was with the ancient Greeks and the
I have a slight objection to that. Like, how do you know, other than the people that rule our society told us that the ancient Greeks thought the earth was a globe back then?
Because we have record of what they thought, dipshit. They wrote books. Okay, they wrote books or scrolls or whatever they wrote them on, papyruses. We have books, man. We have books. And flat earthers always like to quote the ancients, right? Well, the ancient Greeks knew that the earth wasn't flat. Neither did the ancient Phoenicians or the ancient fucking Babylonians or whatever. By 500 BC, we knew the earth wasn't flat.
Nathan, you can jump in anytime you want to throw in a comment.
I mean, there's Aristotle's physics, if you believe that was a real thing. But I mean, you have to, I guess you do have to pick and choose what you believe and what you don't. And yes, I wasn't around 2,000 years ago, but he that's where the geocentrism came from, was Aristotle. I mean, in his physics book. Now, but don't get me wrong, there was a lot wrong in that book. I mean, this is like the kernels of these thoughts. So, I mean, Aristotle said that heavier objects fall faster than lighter objects. That doesn't turn out to be the case either.
Nope.
There was speculation. There was no smoking gun on a spherical model back then, but the ideas of a spherical Earth had started emerging, 200 BC, 300 BC.
They provided you a historicity of the globe, but that doesn't make it true, right? They could have just invented these characters and claimed, oh, they put some sticks in the ground, which Neil deGrasse Tyson admits works on both models.
Remember on the last debate when they were talking about Eratosthenes, and I said, well, they're going to bring up the fact that they're going to quote Neil deGrasse Tyson, which they didn't. But hey, Nathan doesn't disappoint, does he? Yeah, Nathan. You know that interview that he's doing at a TV show, and he says, yeah, if you use two sticks, it could be either one, and then the part that you always fucking leave off. But if you add more sticks, then it's conclusive that the Earth is not flat. Remember that, Nathan? Remember that part of it that you fucking leave off every time, you fucking maggot?
Eratosthenes was assuming parallel sun rays and the curvature of the Earth, which is what is in.
That was.
Hey, Cygnus.
That was and I had some slides on that too. But I mean, I don't for the viewers.
He's such a dishonest piece of shit, isn't he?
But I don't know where everybody is about Eratosthenes.
The literature from the 1800s shows that these people all knew it was flat, and they were all going, I don't know what's going on with the people at the top. For some reason.
No, that never happened, Nathan. No, all these people didn't know it was flat.
And they think it's a globe, but we all know it's flat. And so it wasn't like everyone was convinced of a globe, even just a few hundred years ago. And the
bullshit. Oh, he's talking about Dave Weiss and that old lady, that 102-year-old senior that he exploited. And I believe it was Dave Weiss, wasn't it? I believe it was David Weiss, wasn't it? That exploited that 102-year-old woman to get her to think that they taught her flat Earth in high school. Public school taught flat Earth.
I just want to say I agree with you on a lot of things. People aren't taught to think critically in school. Regurgitation is no match for observation. And we're not really taught memory. We're taught crammery. They want you to memorize everything for the.
No, we're taught how to think critically, Nathan. We're taught how to think critically, how to detect bullshit, which you never fucking learned.
The test and then forget it over the weekend so they can dump some more information next week. You can cram for the test. And it's actually like a way to program people with neuro-linguistic programming and whatnot. I mean, it's called pacing and leading. Look into that. It's like, oh, well, if I pick something up and I drop it, that must be gravity. And
yeah, exactly, Nathan.
when you're 8 years old, you'll believe it. But the thing is what was the cause of that? You picked something up and you dropped something. So you don't need to invoke magical forces to figure out what's going on there. But if you get someone when there's 8 years old, you can add all this convoluted forces and mechanisms that really you don't need in reality. They're not.
Yeah, you need education, Nathan. You need it. Well, you don't because you're a bum.
Necessary.
Well, so
sorry about that.
Depending on what they're learning, I think there's probably some superfluous or some things. Gravity is definitely a unique force, though. I mean, yeah, it shouldn't be. To be honest, this is something that I really have a big hang up with flat Earth.
Let's go there for a little. Let's talk about gravity for a little bit then.
Okay.
You're not qualified. Neither of you fuckers are.
That would be a maybe a good segue here. So, I mean, what is your view on just for?
Look at this. This is what's in his head right here. This shit. All were Freemasons. All contributed to the heliocentric model, globe model. Okay. And what's your fucking point, asshole? The Masons are not a bad people. They're not. It's not a bad organization. It's a religious organization.
So, I mean, what is your view on just forces? I mean, let's just forget about gravity. I mean,
Yep.
just the idea of a
You are absolutely right, Jim.
force.
Well, I don't think
Nathan,
it's a force
go ahead.
for 110 years. It was superseded by Einstein. Now they call it an emerging property from the bending and warping of space-time. So it used to be a force.
Right, yes. It's still a force in Newtonian physics there, Nathan. It still is. There was no wand that snapped. Einstein did not supersede Newton, you dumb fuck.
Newton thought it was a force. Einstein saw it very differently. According to Brian Cox, he called that force spooky action at a distance. He tried to get rid of it with the bending and warping of space-time, which is pure theory.
No, he did not try and get rid of it, dumb shit. He tried to explain it better. God damn, you're dumb. Holy shit, you're dumb, Nathan. He didn't try and get rid of it. Einstein built his theory of general relativity off of Newton's theories. The fuck, man?
Theoretical, never been experimented on, never been observed in the lab frame, can't be manipulated.
Yeah, it has. Gravity? Sure it has. What the fuck are you talking about? The Cavendish experiment manipulates it. You are dumb, dude. And very, 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 very ignorant. I mean, you've been educated on this all before, but you keep repeating the same lies. Because you're a shit.
It's hocus pocus, booga booga nonsense, in my opinion, John.
Sure. Well, Einstein relativity. There have been experiments that do support the relativity theory, but regardless, I was actually just asking about forces in general.
Oh, was he talking about relativity? Look at his fucking grin on his face, like he's impressive, like he's doing something.
Like, forget about the naming of gravity, or I mean, just like when you apply,
Yeah.
if you're lifting a pen versus a textbook, you have to apply more or less force on the pen or on a book.
Right, you're applying a force to lift it up because it's more dense than the medium around it. But
I heard a joke. Says what was it? Oh, the only thing I learned in business school is the main thing I learned in business school is to buy low, sell big. I learned that from a book that I bought new for $250 and sold for $75. Love that.
you talk about forces. We can talk about electrostatics, which are measurable, testable. We can manipulate them, and we can make things go up and down.
That's right.
Now, can you do that with gravity?
Yeah.
And
Yes.
your argument there is, well,
Yes, you can manipulate gravity. You definitely can.
gravity, you need a whole Earth to show gravity, right?
No, just the Cavendish.
Like Mount Everest won't make a plumb bob lean sideways.
Yeah, it will. Yeah, it will. They've tested it, but yeah.
Because I guess it's not big enough. So we can
That's right.
manipulate the electrostatic force, and
But it's a different force.
well, it's a force, and
Yeah, it's a force. So is wind. Yeah, it's a force. So is a lot of other stuff, but they aren't gravity.
and mainstream science says that the electrostatic force is 10 to the 36 power stronger than gravity.
Right, and things don't get lighter when lightning strikes. Things don't hover when lightning strikes. Fucking dumbass. Holy shit. And you were educated on this before. I think even in the last fucking debate. Dave, why are you repeating the same wrong information?
Do you even
Hey, God is nowhere.
understand? I mean, you should understand what that means is that gravity is zero.
Yeah, I'm bored.
10 to the 36 is unimaginable. You can't
People say I need a life. I got a life. It's a shitty life, but it's a life. It's my life.
fathom what that is.
Well, yeah, no, it's very small, and that's why electrostatics is significant.
So, but here's the thing:
if
I can make something go up using electrostatics, right? So did I just?
But not everything, right?
Well, I can make this go up. I can make this go up.
Right.
Lightning strike. Sometimes people go flying in the air.
No, they don't. Unless the only time that happens is if they've been hit by lightning, dipshit. People don't go flying in the air when lightning strikes near them, you dumb shithead. What the fuck, man? Did you see that off a cartoon, Dave? Like Bugs Bunny?
Because the electrostatic charge of the Earth changes for a split second, right? So that is...
No, that never happens, man. Nobody in the history of ever has ever flown up in the air because lightning struck near them. Are you okay, Dave? You need help?
Evidence saying that there's an electrostatic attraction, right? This is flying because of electrostatics, right? MIT with their silent drone, this is no moving parts. It is flying because of electrostatics. So let's pretend.
No, it's flying because of ion propulsion, Dave. Let me see. Is ion propulsion electrostatic? Probably is. Yes, ion propulsion is a type of electrostatic propulsion that uses electrical fields to accelerate ions for thrust. So you aren't just putting a charge, Dave. They aren't just putting an electrostatic charge on the thing. They're actually propelling the ions to give propulsion. So you don't even know what the fuck you're talking about with your own citation.
Gravity's real. Well, we know electrostatics is real. It's 10 to the 30.
Hey, Jim Smith, I fucking missed you. Sorry.
36 power. So when I drop that pen, if I drop this, it goes down. Well, electrostatics is 10 to the 36 power stronger than gravity. If they were both,
are there electrostatics acting on that?
Electrostatics on every single thing, everywhere, all the time. Everything is electrostatic.
Okay, what?
Not necessarily. Not everything has electrostatic properties. Does everything have electrostatic properties? Oh, okay. I was wrong.
But I mean, you say electrostatics, and yes, everything has like electrons and protons, and there's charges.
Mm-hmm.
But when you have a charge neutral object and a charge neutral object, equal number of protons and neutrons, or protons and electrons, equal numbers. I mean, the only way electrostatics become significant is if there's a charge accumulation on the object. I mean, that's why are you not floating right now? Right?
Because you're I'm more neutral. Dense than the ground, than the air around me.
But density, that involves mass, right?
Well, sure, but there is
right. Mass is a result of gravity. God damn it!
It's a measurable, testable, provable electrostatic flow from the sky to the Earth. That just sets the down direction, and then buoyancy and density sort of.
Okay, but denser objects. Such as...
Wait, what sets the down direction according to Dave?
Sure, but there is a measurable, testable, provable electrostatic flow from the sky to the Earth. That just sets the down direction, and then buoyancy and density.
No, it'd be upward, Dave. It'd be upward. The ground is... Electricity flows from negative to positive. A battery flows from negative to positive. It doesn't go positive to negative. The atmosphere would be positively charged, and the ground is negatively charged because it's the ground. It's literally where they get the name ground from. So, don't know what the fuck you're talking about, man. Have no idea what you're talking about.
Density sort of.
And if that was the case, we'd have an upward rushing wind all the fucking time, Dave. All the time, there'd be wind. A wind going straight the fuck up.
Okay,
but they can never explain that. why there isn't a wind.
Denser objects, such as, let's say, a lead ball versus a plastic ball, you both drop them at the same time. They're going to hit the ground at the same time. They both have the same acceleration.
Yeah, but doesn't one have
And they both have different electrostatic properties, right?
That
John?
Right? You can take a rubber ball or you can take a copper ball. They're both going to fall at the same rate. The rubber ball is insulated. Can't exchange particles, can't exchange charges. So but the brass ball or the copper ball, good conductor, same rate. Why? If it's electrostatics, they should fall at a different rate, right?
The one mass should fall faster according to the gravity formula.
no,
No, dipshit. My God, you've been at this almost 10 years, Nathan, and that's what you've got? It's the best you have? Holy shit. You haven't learned in 10 years, plus how many years you spent in school. See, that'd be 22 years. In 22 years, you didn't learn that things fall at the same rate? Wow. Holy shit. What a dumb motherfucker.
But the one mass should fall faster according to the gravity formula.
no,
Because it's-
no. It does. Okay, so this is a key point, and this is why
Wow.
gravity is a weird force.
See, he's never researched this subject at all. Ever. Even after he got the shit beat out of him in debate on the very subject.
First, just hear me out here, okay? And this is the point I was trying to make.
By the way,
okay?
there's two of us, one of you. Anytime you want to talk, you talk, and we'll be quiet.
Well, I appreciate it. Yeah, and just
Remember when Nathan bawled like a baby because some chick he dumped him? Remember that? Those were the days. Man, good times. Good times.
just try to hear me out here, because I don't, Justin on the previous one, he has like quick zingers and stuff, and I sometimes have to think my thoughts through. But okay,
Oh, that was back when he was living in a homeless shelter. And he was like baffled that some chick dumped him.
my point is about this: you have to apply some more energy to move this pen rather.
I do remember when he went to Bob Nodell's house and proved that the Earth spins with Bob with the fiber optic gyro. I remember that. Good times. Good times.
Rather than a textbook, right? And so you have to apply a larger force if you're moving this versus a pen. But it's very surprising that one weighs more, but when you drop them, they both fall at the same time. The only reason that happens,
Yeah, Nathan is confusing inertia for gravity.
is that this invisible force that you guys like to say is gravity. It has to be proportional to the mass of the object. In order to get the same acceleration for unlike objects, the only way, I mean, how does it exactly know to tune a larger force than on a pen rather than a book?
Yeah, that's kind of like my question. If you have a balloon full of sulfur hexafluoride and you get a balloon full of helium, how does the density around it know which is which? How does the air around it know that one of them should go up and the other one should go down? Because all the air around it knows, all the density around it knows that rubber is heavy.
The only way it happens is if it's proportional to the mass of the object. And that's the insight Newton had. And it's a very profound observation. For 2,000 years, Aristotle said heavier objects fall faster than slower objects. The magnitude of the force acting on the book is larger. The gravitational force is a larger force acting on the book than the pen. But then movement is equal to mass times acceleration. So if you have a force that's proportional to mass which is equal to mass times acceleration, the mass terms cancel, so you get a constant acceleration. That's why all objects will fall exactly at the same acceleration. That's why gravity is a unique force, and electrostatics has a different operating mechanism.
Mm-hmm.
You said there
Yeah, according to electrostatics, better insulators should fall quicker.
was an experiment to support special relativity.
So, special relativity, that was where Einstein made the assertion that light is the fastest moving object in the universe, and that time is relative, and it seemed to contradict the theory of gravity, and that if you move an object, if you move,
Nathan's taking notes like they're going to mean anything. He's probably just drawing boobies on the page everywhere.
the sun, a light year away, everything will just change instantaneously, and that would be moving faster. That would be like a change faster than the speed of light. So this sort of, and even Newton had qualms about this instantaneous force at a distance. How can things move instantaneously? How can you know information instantaneously across space? So, but, regardless of this kind of intuition that doesn't seem to make sense, the theory of gravity still had some predictions that ended up becoming true over time. But this instantaneous force at a distance, it couldn't be rectified with special relativity. So that's why Einstein developed his general theory of relativity with this warping of space-time. And it is very difficult. And I don't pretend to be an expert on this at all. But what the things that it did support were things like there was a certain starlight that bend around gravitationally heavy objects, stars that shouldn't be seen, that could, because of the warping of time, it actually acted as like a gravitational lens. And so certain stars could be observed with this lensing effect. The Mercury's orbit did not follow, if you just use the mass of Mercury and the mass of Sun. It didn't follow. It had a very eccentric
How are
orbit.
we getting the masses of these things?
Yeah.
That's a good question. It depends on the object.
Let's talk about Mercury. How do we get the mass of Mercury?
So, and you're kind of that's a good question. Okay.
Yeah.
You would
give you a hint. On flat Earth, everything that we talk about is measured physically.
No, you don't. You've never measured the Earth, man. Ever. Never.
In the globe model, all your measurements are assumed.
No, they're not assumed. We've literally measured the Earth, dipshit. You assume that the Earth is flat.
Well, if you use the Kepler's laws of motion and you have a period and things like this, it'll fall out of the equation. But
you can make equations to describe anything you like, but
that's the difficulty of physics, right? Is that you have to. Yes, you're absolutely right. Math can describe aphysical things.
Yeah, we can measure.
The challenge of go ahead.
We can measure flatness. We can measure no curvature at distances that the ball requires there to be curvature, and we can measure it flat. But then, the globe scientists, mainstream science, they assume a radius of the Earth.
I mean, globe scientists. All scientists are globe scientists, dumb fuck. See, he puts globe in front of scientists to try and discredit scientists. It's like if you talk about anything, you can make anything seem cheap, and I'm not trying to be racist or anything, or bigoted, but you can make anything seem cheap by putting the word Mexican in front of it. Circus, Mexican circus. Yeah, it's just the way we think. It's just the way that we've been trained to think. But that's why he does it, to discredit science, call it globe science. Yes, exactly, Cygnus. All science and tech is glober tech.
Earth. With that, they determine the size and distance of all of the other planets and stars, and all of
Right, because we can see how far they go. We can see how we know how far the sun is. We know how far the moon is. We just see all the other planets. We know how fast they move. And you use Kepler's formulas and other things to deduce how big they are, what their mass is.
of that is made up on an assumption.
See, it's done by scientists who don't assume things. I mean, some of them are assumptions, and they test those assumptions. Hey, George.
Nathan, you want to show something?
Yeah, it's just there's no independent variable in that experiment that you as a researcher manipulate. You actually can't get one
What? Manipulate in what? Gravity?
from the sky. So that makes cosmology, astrophysics.
No, you don't have to physically manipulate a variable, dipshit. That's not how science works, Nathan.
Astronomy, not science. Those are simply observations. And so you're not doing science when you look at the light bending from.
Right, let's see. Science definition. Here we go. The systematic study of the structure and behavior of the physical and natural world through observation, experimentation, and the testing of theories against evidence obtained. Yeah, so experimentation, the process of performing a scientific procedure, especially in a laboratory, to determine something. Doesn't say anything about tweaking a variable. Doesn't say anything like that. Hey, editor. So you're a dumbass, Nathan.
From a star. But what my friend Swelled here recorded on the last eclipse was during the moon eclipsing the sun, you can see all the magnetic field lines
No, what the fuck is this, man? That's bullshit, Nathan. That's bullshit.
generated from this interaction with the sun and the moon. This was
No, see, that's added. That's fucking Photoshop, dude, or put through After Effects.
not calculated in that test in the 40s. This was not calculated in that prediction. They negated all of this and said there's no magnetic interaction between the sun and the moon. It has to be the
Right, because they're about 93 million miles apart. How could there be?
and warping space-time. So again, that's pacing and leading. That's simply neuro-linguistic programming, bro.
No, but
And
what
Is that something new he's picked up? Neuro-linguistic programming? You mean language? Sorry. That was weird.
this image is hard to see.
Let's see what neural linguistic programming. Neuro-linguistic programming is a model for personal development that involves changing thought patterns and behaviors by using communications and language to achieve specific goals. Yeah, it's what's wrong with that? It works on the principle that if a person's map of the world, their perceptions and beliefs can be changed to improve performance, overcome anxiety, build confidence, or change unwanted habits. Yeah, so what's bad with it? What's bad about it? It's how we learn, Nathan. It's how we evolve.
See, but I also, I mean, the sun
See, I don't think he knows what neuro-linguistic programming is.
has a magnetic field. There was no discrepancy with the sun's magnetic field.
can you see it better now?
And then what makes you say that this is a magnetic image?
Because it says it is. Because he's a gullible fuck.
Well, what we see here,
Because you can't see a bar magnet's magnetic field.
it's a perfect. You see this right here, a ferrule cell. It has the same magnetic field lines as you see during the eclipse right here. So
No, it doesn't. It fucking doesn't.
I don't know. We can duplicate it. Can you duplicate these magnetic field lines with gravity? No. Can you bend this light on Earth with gravity? No. That's why they had to look up to the sky and say they were doing science with gravity, because they can't even do it.
I want to see something. I want to try something here. Hold on. I have to have this paused. All right.
Do it here on Earth, John.
So when you say that we don't have any evidence, I mean, the light itself carries lots of information. That's how, I mean, the internet works and everything else, right? So you can do a lot with just observing light and determining like spectrum and spectroscopy, the shifting of the spectrum.
Let's talk about spectroscopy for a second. If I could say the word, spectroscopy
That's fine.
is, you know, they're claiming that they can tell what these lights in the sky, what gases they're made of. I've yet to see anybody do spectroscopy in a mile. If I had a garbage can filled with a gas and it was a mile down a flat road, and you had the best spectroscopy equipment in the world, I bet you if I opened the can of the lid of that garbage can, you couldn't tell me what gas is in there. But they want you to believe that you can tell what gases are on these lights in the sky that they say are trillions,
So he doesn't understand how spectroscopy works.
hundreds of trillions of miles away. I mean, John,
So it's pretty impressive, right?
Yeah, it's pretty impressive. It's pseudoscience is what it is. It's a belief. It's a religion.
No, it's shit you don't understand because you're smart. You're not smart or honest enough to understand it.
Okay, well, so okay. I mean, you don't have a direct path of light from the
Hey, Lisa.
garbage can to just some mile, like random mile on Earth, right? So
Sure,
I mean, there's
let's
obstructions.
go. Let's go. We can do it we'll go to the Great Salt Flats in Bolivia, and we'll just go a mile. There's nothing in between us. We can do it over a frozen lake or frozen reservoir and do it. I don't believe that you could even tell.
I have a question too.
So I would say that yes, you can do that, but it's just impractical and it doesn't make sense. Yeah.
Good. Go ahead, Nathan.
The sensor, is it frequency dependent sensitivity to the sensor? So basically whatever you're measuring has to be the only thing you're looking at?
What? Sensor? Do you know how it works? Do you know how a spectroscope works?
In terms of taking a spectrum?
In the lab frame, when they do it, whatever they're pointing it at, that has to be the only thing they're trying to measure.
So I have taken spectroscopy measurements in the lab. Okay, so I do have some experience with this. And in the lab, it has to.
Neither of these two guys have.
Be yes, there. Anything that's in between, anything that the light goes through, you're going to be measuring.
So they do it in nanometers in the lab frame, right? That's the distance they
have different sizes, but I mean, it's usually a micron, 10 to the minus 6 meters beam width, but that's the beam. So that's the beam source. Okay. And there's different things. There's different methods of spectroscopy. So if you're trying to find a material and you want to figure out like what light it's absorbing, you can transmit light through the material and then you measure out the corresponding light. If there's gases, if there's air, if there's water on the surface of the material, if there's any sort of gases, let me get to it. Okay, because I know what you're going to go. I know what you're going to say. If there's anything that gets picked up, okay. So what do we do? So we just say we can't measure spectroscopy. No, you take a baseline measurement, and then you take and then you put your material in, and you take another measurement, and then you normalize out the background. And it's the same thing you do with the sky. You would take a baseline measurement, point it at black space, and then you take a measurement of the star, and you just normalize out. So any contribution would be from the star, and anything else would be just like
all of our atmosphere, all the layers, all of the pollution, all of the gases.
It absolutely,
all of the stuff in our atmosphere. We can just we can just take it out, and we can get a reading from that star that's hundreds of billions of miles away.
Carbon dioxide in the atmosphere, it absorbs light at a very specific wavelength and frequency. So so anything that it absorbs, you wouldn't be able to see that light from the star. Okay,
for John, absorbs specific spectrums of the electromagnetic energy.
Say again?
Oxygen and ozone. Those are the four main things that cause attrition of electromagnetic energy. And you're saying you're just blasting this, or you're just reading this signal that's...
What? Carbon dioxide and oxygen attribute to what? What the fuck?
Or specific spectrums of the electromagnetic energy.
Say again?
Oxygen and ozone. Those are the four main things that cause attrition of electromagnetic energy. And you're saying you're just blasting this...
Attrition of electromagnetic energy? What the fuck is he talking about? Jesus.
You're just reading this signal that's blasting through the ionosphere, all the gas above our heads, which is inhomogeneous and anisotropic, and God only knows what...
Anisotropic, inhomogeneous and anisotropic. Fuck, man. I love when dipshits use big words.
Chemicals were released that day in between you and the stars, not to mention you have interference from all the other cosmic radiation from all the other stars and all the other planets, and you're claiming to just be...
Cosmic radiation is invisible, dipshit. It's not visible. See?
Looking at one thing in the sky and measuring one thing in the sky, but every...
You can't measure cosmic radiation with a fucking fucking thing. You can't measure it with that, man. Jesus Christ.
Everything is interacting with everything else if we're in space and light is traveling in all directions.
So you can see it's not opaque, right? The sky is not opaque.
Jesus Christ.
No.
You can see, right? So there's visible light that you can see through, right? But there's regions in the spectrum that are getting through. It's not absorbing everything, right? If it's absorbing everything, then you wouldn't be able to see the stars at all, right? So when you have a telescope, you point it at a single planet, a single star, right?
And there's no other light crisscrossing. There's no other light getting in that way. Like when I have a light.
No, there isn't. Well, yeah, there's ambient light, but you're looking at it at nighttime. See, it's nighttime.
It spreads out in all directions. So there's light coming from every direction. There's all sorts of...
Right, but you're only worried about the light that coming directly towards you, Dave. You don't give a shit about all the other light that's crisscrossing and fucking flying everywhere. It's only the stuff that's coming directly at you.
Stuff in our atmosphere, right?
That's why you don't see stuff over there, Dave.
All of this stuff is just interfering with it. And you're saying it somehow it says, nope, ignore that, ignore that, ignore that. I want the light from that star 100 trillion miles away. I don't...
He doesn't know how light works. Hey, Extra J, he doesn't know how that light just travels in a straight line. He doesn't understand this. Oh my God!
So I believe that's pseudoscience.
Me too.
If you take a telescope and you look at the planet, you don't. I mean, you can see the planet.
Hey, Third Ender.
You're looking at whatever you're looking at.
Instead of your eye, you put the spectroscopy instrumentation on the back end, and it focuses the image. That's the light, and you just take a background image and you take it out.
You're assuming that these stars are hundreds of trillion miles away. The planet.
They are, Dave.
Planets are rocky balls or gassy balls or whatever they are.
Yes, they are.
floating in a space vacuum, which is
What's a space vacuum? What the fuck is a space vacuum, Dave? You know who would say space vacuum? A 5-year-old.
impossible, but we'll just
Because a 5-year-old isn't smart enough to grasp the concept.
say gravity holds everything together. What if you were actually looking at a light, not claiming what it is, that was only very close, that was very close, very small and very close? How would you know? Like if you're looking at
How do you know it's very close, Dave?
you say, okay, that
Have you measured it? Have you measured these stars that are very, very close? No, you haven't, have you?
star is,
See, Dave's deal is he just puts seeds of doubt into people's minds. That's what he does.
Betelgeuse, and it's 1,000 times bigger than the sun or whatever it is, right? Or that's another light that's a million times closer and a million times smaller. How would you know?
That's a good point, Dave. I actually think it would be easier to do on
Stellar parallax.
our model than their model.
Right.
Looking at stars and determining what they are using the
Well,
frequency.
you guys can do it.
Then why haven't you done that yet, Nathan? You've had 10 years. Number one, why the fuck haven't you come up with a model yet? I mean, you keep saying model when you don't have one. But you've had 10 years to come up with a theory, and you've fucking not done it. Why, Nathan? Why haven't you done this, Nathan?
Yeah, but we can do it. Like the stars that you're looking at, John, you have to understand, you can see stars with your naked eye, right? You can see stars with your naked eye.
Mr. Cheswick with Where's the Guns, Nathan?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, you can see stars with your naked eye, Dave.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes.
So do you know that
Yeah. So what's your point?
your eye has an angular resolution limit? You can see a penny if I
Yeah. Our eye has an angular resolution limit, but not for light, Dave. That's just for resolvability of objects. You don't understand how that works, do you? I'll be right back.
held it right here, but a penny is at 200 yards away. You can't see it. Its angular size is too small. Whatever the distance is, I forget the equation. But things get too small to see, right? So our sun, 186,000 miles across. If it was a mile over your head and you went outside and looked up, it would fill the whole sky, right? 186,000 miles would fill the whole sky. Then we move it 93 million miles away, and now it's the size of a dime or a nickel held at arm's length, right? Just like we see it.
Mm-hmm.
So it reduced in size, 93 million miles away, 8 light minutes. Okay. If I doubled the distance, it's going to get a lot smaller. Nathan, is it half as small or 1/4 the size?
Half.
Okay. So a half.
Okay.
So when we go half, now we're the size of maybe a pencil eraser, maybe a little bigger, right? So that's twice the distance. Now we go 4 times the distance. It's now pretty darn small. 8 times the distance. It's now the size of a star. Okay. We'll call it a big star, right? At 8 times the distance, 8 times 8, 64. We'll call it a light hour. At a light hour, our sun is very small.
See, he tried this shit the last time. He humiliated himself then as well.
Let's go 2 light hours. It's tiny. 4 light hours, 8 light hours, 16 light hours, a light day.
All that's irrelevant, Dave. Because light doesn't have an angular size, dipshit. Light travels forever. It doesn't matter how big the thing is. Doesn't matter how shitty your math is. Light does not have an angular size.
At a light day away,
A photon does not have an angular size.
if you do the measurements, you could not see our sun, the size that they tell us it is, at 1 light day away. Just stick with me for a second. Stick with me.
Okay.
Okay. At 1 light day away, you could not see the sun. Can you see Polaris with your naked eye?
Yeah, you can.
Answer is
Yes.
yes, you can.
Yes,
right?
yes. I saw it a couple nights ago.
Yeah. And so Polaris, they say, is 46 times bigger than the sun. So
Doesn't matter, Dave. Doesn't matter.
if At 1 light day away, we can't see the sun with our
God
naked
damn it.
eye. If Polaris was 46 light days away, you could not see it. It's beyond the angular size that I can handle at 46 light days away, right? Let's round that up to 2 light months, 60 light days away, right? You definitely can't see it. Let's round that up to a year, right? 6 times farther than that. You definitely can't see it. They tell us Polaris is 433 light years away. Where's the point where we're going into Narnia nonsense pseudoscience world?
Right here, Dave. Right there. That's the point. That's the point where you're getting into that. Your app. Your fucking paradigm.
It happened right away, actually. But how far do I have to go? So you believe that you can see something 433 light years away that you couldn't see it 2 light months away. And I'm giving you the benefit of the doubt by rounding up to 2 light months. And then you believe you can point a thing at it and say, oh, that's made out of this and that. How about if that light was just a few miles up and you're looking at it and taking some measurements and maybe there is some accuracy to it? Maybe. I don't know. Nathan, what are you showing?
433 light years away. How's that thing tethered to the Earth for at least 50 years? They built the Georgia Guidestones 50 years before I showed up and took.
That's been explained to you also, Nathan. You've asked this question before, and it's been answered. The angular resolution of the moon or Polaris is that much, about a minute, an arc minute, something like that. How big is this hole, Nathan? That hole's about that big around. So how much leeway do you think you've got in something that's this small looking through a hole this big? How much, Nathan? You think maybe if I moved a whole lot left and right, I'd still see it? So how long is it going to take to move out of the frame, Nathan? So you're a dumb fuck. You don't, and it's also been explained to you that the Chinese and everybody who's kept a record has kept a record of the of Polaris moving off center and how much it moves each year. As a matter of fact, we have to update the Celestial Almanac because of that every year, Nathan, and other stars, but Polaris too. You're a fucking retard, man.
This time lapse, and all the stars rotate right around this little oculus. Polaris was the only star you could see in this hole, and you're saying from 433 light years away, 50 years later, it's still through this one hole, bro. And you'd have to have gravity pulling on everything.
Yes, 50 years later. 50 years later. I'm going to see if Google can answer this. How far off the polar center does Polaris move each year? God damn it. I think it's like, it's like very small. Polaris moves in a small daily circle, approximately 0.65 degrees off center from the true north celestial pole. This means its daily movement traces a circle with a total diameter of 1.3 degrees in the night sky. The exact distance changes slightly over a 26,000 year cycle due to the precession wobble of Earth's axis. Polaris will reach its closest point about 0.45 degrees or 27 minutes of arc in the year 2100. So, yeah, it's very slow, Nathan. So we're at 2025. So it'd be 75 years, and it would only moved. It will have only moved. What is it? 0.6. Where was that? Yeah, 0.65, 0.4, 0.2 degrees, man. In 75 years, it'll move 0.2 fucking degrees.
Thing not just in our solar system, but pulling on everything near Polaris. Somehow Polaris maintains some sort of like tethered vector directly above Earth's axis, or the Earth is just stationary. And that's what happens.
John, let me just.
What the fuck are you talking about, Nathan? The stars move because the Earth rotates, dumb fuck.
Let me just throw something up
I
there.
would like to address your.
No, I'm gonna let you go. I want to go to. You are familiar with the Georgia Guidestones? Yes.
To be honest, no.
Yeah, you do. Third, you absolutely do. As a matter of fact, the let's see, Polaris aiming reticle. It's probably reticule, but yeah, if you look at the images, we'll see. Where is it? Yeah. So when you do a calculation, you find out where Polaris is supposed to be, and you put Polaris where it's supposed to be on this ring. You can't see that. Yeah, you put Polaris where it's supposed to be on this ring. That's how you do your final alignment. So, yeah. And there's a whole rigmarole to do it. But they don't understand this shit.
That's why. Let me just throw it out real quick. There is a monument that was built in 1981 down in Georgia. Very strange story behind it. That's a whole nother podcast. And it has it's a calendar and a timepiece. But through the center stone, there's a little tiny hole, and you could see Polaris.
No, it's not a little tiny hole, dude. That hole was like this big.
Through it. Okay, and so Polaris stays in that hole all year, all the time. Right now, they tell us that the Earth is wobbling, and that 2,000 years ago it was pointing towards a different star, Thuban or whatever, and in 2,000 years from now we'll point to another star. But we happen to be at the time where Polaris is lined up. They lined it up with Polaris. The problem is it was up for over 40 years. The Earth wobbles at 1 degree every 76 years. So that's more than a half a degree. It would have moved out of there. A half a degree is 1.5 moon widths. And so it would not be there, but it was still there. And then after Nathan made that observation and we started making videos on it and they started going viral, you know what happened to the Georgia Guidestones? A terrorist blew them up, right?
Like some dumb fuck like you probably did it. It's probably a flat earther who did it.
Out of nowhere.
Or some fucking religious piece of shit.
Boom. And then within hours, bulldozers were there, took the whole thing down. There was no investigation ever. You know why? Because that was rock solid proof that the Earth is not wobbling. And
no, it wasn't, you dumb fuck. Absolutely wasn't. Oh my God, you're gullible.
That space isn't spinning out of control.
Also, it said on the Guidestones that they wanted to reduce world population using pharmacy and big pharma. And so that's another reason to tear it down. What was going on in 2020? Well, they were making everyone wear masks and telling them to be afraid of parks and beaches, but Walmart and McDonald's were fine to visit. So, I mean, we got to open our eyes, John. I just want to say you got a ton of courage inviting both of us up. And
Why? What? It has courage? You're a cowardly piece of shit, Nathan. I've challenged you to a debate for years. You've run away every fucking time, you cowardly little fuck.
Pleasure to talk to you.
I do like to face the controversy and I don't like to censor things either. That's like I'm very anti-censorship, and I mean that's why
they aren't. They love censorship. That's their bread and butter.
Our previous debate got lots of very passionate
both of these block everybody. Both of these guys block everybody who debunks them.
Listen, I want to apologize for some of the flat earth comments that'll come on this, because flat earthers get really passionate. Listen, you're a good guy. I think you want to know the truth. I think that
he already knows the truth, moron. You don't. And we know that you don't want to know the truth.
Studied hard in school and memorized a lot of stuff. Okay, and you did. I can tell. I know that you did. But let's stick on what we were just talking about a second. The angular size of the sun at 2 light hours away is impossible to see. The angular size of Polaris at
No, it's not impossible to see, stupid. It's not.
2 light months away is impossible to see, but we can see it. You have to address that.
Okay, I'll address it. And this is, I'm not an astronomer, and
You don't have to be an astronomer. This is basic. This is
okay.
basic
Well,
angular size.
okay.
Yeah.
Let me counter with something. You had mentioned a penny, and that you can't see a penny maybe like a mile away or something like that.
Something like that.
Sure. So what would be the what's the aperture size of a laser pointer? Probably smaller than a penny, mostly, right? But if you were like standing on a mountaintop with a laser and someone's at the base of the mountain, you certainly couldn't see a penny at the top. But if they're shining a laser pointer right at you, or even in the surrounding trees, you'd see it, right? You'd see at least the light, right?
Is Polaris a laser?
It's emitting radiation.
It's emitting light, and the light spreads out in all directions.
No, a laser doesn't spread out in all directions, dipshit.
So
No, it's collinear light. It's in a straight line, and only spreads out a little bit. Doesn't spread out in all directions, Dave.
It spreads out in all directions. What happens to it?
It attenuates, or
yeah,
whatever intersects at that. I mean, it all irradiates outward. Let's call it a sphere.
It gets dimmer and dimmer as it spreads out.
So, but at least a mile up the mountain, you can see a laser. The light radiation from a laser, right? I think we'd all agree.
A laser is analogous to a penny. A laser is like a focused beam of light.
Well, exactly. That's why that's the difference, and that's why there's a difference with the stars as well.
Right, so, but they're not focused beams of light. They're just light that's attenuating in all directions.
What's the power output of that laser? What's the power of that light energy? Usually, you can look it up on the side, and it's usually 5 milliwatts. 5 milliwatts. That's 5 divided by 1,000 watts of power. The sun. I mean, even a solar rooftop it usually has like 500 watts or so, and that's just like a small panel, and that's only absorbing a small fraction of the spectrum of the sunlight. The sun, according to scientists, again, I'm not a heliophysicist. I haven't done these experiments, but the sun's estimated to have power of 10 to the 26 watts. That's huge.
It is, and you also have to believe that the sun is burning 160 million tons per second or something stupid like that of fuel, and over 1 billion.
Doesn't burn anything. Jesus fuck, he thinks it's a fire.
Billions and billions of years, it hasn't gotten any smaller. You have to believe that it's burning all this. Last time I took a bag of hydrogen and lit it on fire, it exploded.
When did you take a bag of hydrogen and light it on fire? That's probably not a good idea.
In theory. In theory.
God, what a dumb motherfucker. Jesus Christ, what an idiot.
But in space, a vacuum with gas that decides to collapse on each other rather than fill the available space, it's burning 640 million tons. I think the number is so stupid, I can't even remember. It doesn't matter what it is. It's burning that constantly all the time, but it still doesn't shrink. It still doesn't shrink. And it takes 500,000 years for a photon to go from the middle of the sun to the end of the sun. Again, we're in pseudoscience make-believe land.
So they've done all this. He's done all this research, but he hasn't learned anything. See, all flat earthers have a learning disability where they can read everything in the world, but they won't understand a motherfucking bit of it.
Well, so it doesn't. I mean, I guess like the one of the big premises of physics,
not one fucking bit.
Perhaps this is something you guys could agree with as well: is that energy is never created or destroyed. It just converts to one form to another, right? So the physical process going on in the sun is the fusion, which is turning hydrogen into helium, so that the particles are still present in the sun. But you're right. I mean, eventually there will be. It will run out, but it's going to happen a lot longer than the course of our lifetime.
Hang on one second. Dave, do you want to make a comment on that? Because I have one thing I want to say.
Yeah, I want to talk about thermal conductivity, but go ahead, Dave, because they say the center of the Earth is as hot as the surface of the sun, right? So that heat would radiate out.
Say what? What? Wait, what?
Say.
Yeah, I want to talk about thermal conductivity, but go ahead, Dave, because they say the center of the Earth is as hot as the surface of the sun, right? So that
the center of the Earth?
heat would radiate out faster through the solids than it would from a gas in a vacuum. And you'd actually experience more heat from the center of the Earth than we would from the sun because of thermal conductivity.
That's an interesting point, and it's something that it's definitely worth thinking about. But I mean, the vacuum of space. I mean, it is cold, so there's a thermal gradient.
So here's the thing: you're making so many assumptions. All of your stuff is based on that space is a vacuum, that the sun is.
It is. That's not an assumption. It's been measured, Dave.
Thermally nuclear, burning hydrogen in a vacuum.
Right. That's been proven, Dave.
Without a container. I mean, these are things that that break the laws of physics.
No, they don't, Dave. No, they don't. You just think they do because you're stupid.
But the only thing you can throw in there is gravity.
And you're a dishonest fuck.
Gravity holds the sun together, right? And that's why it doesn't expand into space. Just tell me if that's your belief.
No, that's reality, Dave. That's fact.
What holds gravity? The sun's made of gas. Why doesn't the gas fill the available space?
Plasma.
Okay, why doesn't the hydrogen and helium?
Because of gravity, dipshit.
Which is 99% of the sun.
I mean, tell us tell us you're dumber than an 8th grader without saying the words. Seriously. What the fuck's wrong with you?
Fill the available space. Is your answer gravity?
The answer is gravity, yes.
Okay, so how much gas do you need for it to collapse on itself before it, instead of expanding into space violently?
At least as much as the sun has.
Yeah, so because the sun is a ball made of gas in a space vacuum, therefore it collapses upon itself.
Yes. That's how shit works, man.
Circular reasoning.
How is it circular reasoning? How the fuck is it circular reasoning, Dave?
Oh,
you know what circular reasoning? You know what circular reasoning is, Dave? Is the Earth a ball or flat? Oh, it's flat. How do you know it's flat? Because it looks flat. Why does it look flat? Because it's flat.
Well.
I mean, circular reasoning like that?
Sure, but it's not. The sun's not the only.
The sun's not. Now all the other stars, and because all of the other stars are gases, and they've done that, then therefore it's true. Again, you're making an assumption.
Okay.
That the sun is even a physical object.
So obviously, no one was there to witness the creation of the sun or the Big Bang or anything, right?
Or creation, or Adam and Eve, or anything else like that. But yet these guys are an authority, right? The Bible is an authority, and they'll believe the Bible, even though they weren't there, over science because they weren't there.
What is your idea of the creation? Where things? I mean, and I don't necessarily want to get off on any religious topics or not, but if you don't want to talk about it, but
hey, Secreto.
I'll let Nathan throw in his.
Where do we come from?
That's a great question. Nathan, go ahead, give him your short answer.
Bro, I used to run the largest flat Earth research group.
Oh my God! Shut the fuck up, asshole.
human history, so I didn't jump on podcasts to tell people.
You know, running the largest flat Earth Facebook group is not at all a flex. It's not.
What I believe. I wanted to do this.
It's like saying I have the biggest pile of shit. That's the same thing, Nathan.
To talk about what we can prove, what we can verify, so we can
Yeah, used to, till he got that shit taken from him.
figure this out ourselves. And if you want, we'll talk, bro. Send me your number. But let's do that off the podcast. I'd like to eventually get to curvature of the Earth. But while we're talking about space, John, I'd like to know if you could demonstrate here on Earth a gravitational orbit.
Oh, he had a chance to go, Ender. He had a chance, but he's a chicken shit, and he knew what he'd see when he got there, so he didn't go.
Like satellites or a gravitational orbit?
Yeah, and in like the lab frame, can it be demonstrated, or are we just trusting the government when they say what they do with metal boxes is gravitationally orbit the Earth?
Say what? I mean, satellites? I mean, like a ham sat that you have to point to the fucking sky? I mean, those that aren't attached to a fucking balloon?
So to get something in orbit, you have to have a sufficient velocity to actually achieve orbit. It's because of the way the inverse square law of gravitational forces. You get less velocity the farther away you are from the center of the Earth. So, and on top of that, to have an object that is sufficiently fast to get into orbit close to the surface within Earth's atmosphere, you get significant drag, which reduces the speed. So it's not feasible to achieve an orbit within Earth's atmosphere because it's just operationally prohibitive based on the air drag. That's why rockets they lose their booster rockets. They have to get the most fuel. The most thing that they go through is lower Earth's atmosphere. It's the most significant drag during the rocket launch. And then as they get past the
Dude, you're trying to explain email to cavemen.
the queue, then they drop the boosters and they just rely on they drop mass and they get sufficiently high so that the orbital speed can be achieved. And that's
but you could recreate this, John, without all that air resistance. Is you just show me a gravitational orbit?
Yeah, in space. Yeah, you do it without air resistance in space, dipshit.
In a vacuum. You know what
because
I mean?
you're putting this in a large gravitational field of Earth.
Right.
So basically, we can't demonstrate the mechanism by which the ISS orbits the Earth.
Yeah, we can with the Cavendish. The Cavendish experiment, absolutely.
Demonstrate the mechanism by which.
But since you have the mind of a fucking goldfish and can't remember shit from day to day, you probably forgot about it.
The government tells us satellites orbit the Earth, which all the planets and moons orbit the sun in reverent obedience. Can't be demonstrated, but it works. It works. Trust us.
But the reason they can't demonstrate it is because you need gravity, and you need something as big as the Earth to demonstrate the gravity.
No, we don't. You don't, Dave. Check out Blue Marble Science for his Cavendish project that lasted months and is on display in the University of Kentucky, I think it is.
I'm going to take John's side on this one. You can't do that because it requires something as big as what we're on. But I have to ask you a question. An orbit is, so I got a satellite right here, and the reason it doesn't fall to the Earth is why?
Speed,
because it is falling. It is free falling, but it's
right. Yeah. Yeah, it's the difference between dropping something and throwing something. Right? If you drop it, it hits the ground right away. But if you throw it, it takes a while for it to hit the ground. Now, if it's going fast enough, it's not going to hit the fucking ground. But it's going to keep going this way because you put force into it that way.
its drop is equivalent to the drop of the Earth. So whatever height it is, it's going the proper speed to mean. So it does. So its drop matches the orbit of the Earth, right?
That's right.
So a geostationary satellite. So we got Australia over here. We got a geostationary satellite. The Earth is spinning. So that satellite is just going perfectly with the spin of the Earth, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Why can't you understand this shit, man? It's pretty goddamn simple.
And it's
That's the way it works.
Yeah, it's fall. So, but the Earth is also orbiting around.
It's falling backwards. They had backwards in there too. Makes it seem confusing.
The sun, speeding up and slowing down in an elliptical path. Okay.
Yeah.
What changes the speed of that satellite? I mean, how does it know that the Earth is speeding up now? It's getting towards December, and it's I think it's December. It's going.
You know why it speeds up? It's because of the gravitational pull of the sun. Do you know what else is being affected by the gravitational pull of the sun? That motherfucking satellite.
Faster. It's speeding up and slowing down. We're chasing the sun in another curved path. We're spinning, but somehow that satellite matches all of those motions, right?
Fucking Nathan's like, yeah, he's telling you the truth, man. Yeah. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about, dude. Stop nodding along.
And it's falling. So let me ask you a question. John, if you drop something in a vacuum, does it reach, let's say we have a bottomless pit vacuum, and I drop something in it, will it speed up?
Yeah, it will speed up. Yeah, infinitely until it reaches the speed of light. Absolutely. If there's no wind resistance, it can't achieve terminal velocity, so it will keep going and going and going.
Infinitely. Because there's no air resistance.
Yeah. Well, if there's something pulling it down.
Well, gravity. So something's falling due to gravity, and there's no air resistance. Does it reach a maximum speed, or does it continue to speed up?
It would continue.
Math? Getting a flat earther to do math would be like trying to get Mike Johnson to go on Pornhub.
To speed up.
Of course, that is what your science says, and us flat earthers, we agree. Everyone agrees with that. So in space, is there resistance? Is there air resistance?
No, and things go very, very fast in space. Very fast.
It's not really.
There's no air resistance. There's no air.
Hey, Double E.
So
it's very
satellite.
low.
So the satellite is falling without any air resistance. Why isn't it speeding up?
Well, there's a restoring gravity. I mean, what's the forces acting on it?
Oh my God.
No, gravity. Gravity is acting on it. So
that's right.
I throw a baseball and it goes as far.
Right. The gravity is keeping it from going faster. It's going sideways, dipshit, mostly. The sideways action keeps it from going down. Oh my God. This is shit you should have learned in high school, man. This is stuff that everybody else in the world learns in high school.
As far as I can throw it, but it's falling the whole way as it's going. If I threw it level, it's just going to fall due to gravity. There's no air resistance, right? The satellite would be speeding up constantly.
No, it wouldn't, Dave.
Now, you're not going to be able to answer this question because it destroys the idea of an orbit. You're not.
What makes you think you can ask a question whose answer will destroy anything, Dave? You're dumb. You can't understand anything yourself. God damn, man. Holy shit. How do you get this far in life being this fucking dumb? Seriously, can someone fucking please explain this?
Not going to be able to answer it because it completely destroys your world belief of orbits. And if you break up orbits, satellites, ISS, planets, all of that, everything falls apart.
Jesus Christ.
So look, if you have a
So Dave can't understand shit, so science just falls apart. That is the true words. Those are the true words of a narcissist. A Dunning-Kruger top left king of the hill narcissist.
An object, and it's orbiting here.
While I'm thinking about it, God damn it, I gotta do this. I've been meaning to. I could do this in town, but shit, spray paint in town is like, what the hell? Oh, there it is. Spray paint in town is like $10 a fucking can. Been meaning to do this. Sheen, high gloss. Does it give me colors? Doesn't give me colors. Material, tender type. Brands. Gold, here we go. High gloss gold metallic. What's $14? Shit. 15. That's 9, but that's not high gloss. Well, there's gold. Doesn't have to be beautiful. So, gold metallic. That's not what I want to do. Put it in the cart. And I'll explain in a minute. Save that for later. Actually, I want to save that for later. And I want to move that to the cart. So $17. Yeah, that'll work. Spray paint will be here Thursday, November 20th. Fuck that. I'll have to go into town. I'll show you why. I've been meaning to do this for a long time. But I gotta pee first. Hold on. Someone was throwing this away on the side of the road on a free box. So I found it. I want to have I want to create a Golden Helmet Award for Flat Earthers to win.
Here, what's an orbit? It's falling around
Okay,
the sphere.
but there's still a force of gravity acting on the object.
Gravity is pulling it down. Okay.
So in the example that you previously mentioned, let's say like an infinite long tube, and there's just some gravitational force acting on the object, right? So that the direction of that force is always down, right?
Sure.
So it'll just continue accelerating in that down that path. If you're orbiting, if you're on this side, the force of gravity is pointing this way. If you orbit here, the force of gravity is pointing this way. The force is changing constantly with the orbit. So when you have a constantly changing direction of force, you maintain a constant speed.
I don't know. I can actually agree with John on this, that the change in
Oh, can you? Well, good.
direction could constitute the acceleration, and in their world, kind of compensate for what you're trying.
What do you mean in our world? It's your world too, Nathan. It's your world too. See, you live on the earth. You live in reality. Well, you don't really, but you do really.
To say, because it's constantly changing direction, so it would have to be constantly accelerating, which we should feel, by the way, John, because it's changing direction. Just the same way if you were in a car, NASCAR, turning a loop at 80 miles an hour, you would feel that constant outward centrifugal.
Okay, let's talk about that. Let's talk about that, because yeah, you're absolutely right. You would feel if you're going at 80 miles an hour and you make a right turn, you're going to feel some acceleration because of the change of the direction, right? And this is a common flat Earth criticism of the.
You'll feel a force outward. You'll feel that, but if you don't push your accelerator pedal further to the floor, you aren't going to go any faster.
Globe model. Why can't we feel? I mean, we're spinning so fast and all this, right? But when you make that right turn at 80 miles an hour, how many seconds are you making that change in direction? Or minutes?
You could do it for an hour. You'll feel it the entire time.
Okay. Does it take, how many hours does it take for the Earth to rotate, Nathan? Like 24? Last time I checked.
But okay, they have trains. They have like passenger trains with dining cars. And they serve food and drinks. And those tracks aren't always straight. So how are they not spilling food all over the place constantly?
Yeah.
Well, the tracks are pretty darn straight, and when they do turn, the train tilts a little bit for that turn and keeps everything pretty nice. But you're also in an enclosed car.
That doesn't
They
matter.
slow down for the turns slightly too if they're going around it.
That doesn't matter. Does your inertia change when you're enclosed? No, it doesn't. You're going to still have the same linear force put on whatever's in the car. Jesus, dude. You serious?
If it's a sharp turn, they'll slow down. Sure.
Yeah, sure. But if let's say you're in a car and I mean on a highway, those don't always run straight. And
No,
let's say
absolutely.
you're drinking some coffee.
You feel it. Yeah, but you normally have a top on it that has sidewalls. Get a dinner plate, fill it with water on the highway, and take the slightest turn or the slightest change in acceleration, and the water will come right off the plate.
So the thing that matters here is the time, how fast.
God, they don't understand scale. They just don't. Again, they think in their minds, if the Earth is round, then it should look about like that. That the horizon should look like that if the Earth was round. Why doesn't it? Because the Earth is flat.
So the global argument is watch the hour hand on a clock. You can't even see it moving, and that goes around. That's only going half the speed, half the angular speed.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Or no, it's going twice the speed because it goes around twice in a day. But the truth is if you're on the equator, you're
West Side. Same dinner. Yep.
going 1,000 miles an hour. You're deviating to the right or the left or whatever direction you want to call that at like a mile per minute. You would feel that.
But angularly, you're taking 6 hours to make a right turn.
It doesn't matter. You know the SR-71
Yeah, it does matter. It most certainly matters.
on Blackbird, for example, the SR-71, the spy plane, right? It goes 2,300 miles. Is it 23 or 30? 2,300 miles per hour. All right. And that when it's going that speed, it can.
What does it say? Hold on. Oh, 9.5 miles per minute. Thought it said Mach for a second. Like, what is Mach? Mach equals 9.5 miles per minute. That didn't make any sense to me.
Not change directions. 2,200 miles per hour, right? It cannot change directions. It only can fly straight. It can't turn left,
What? The SR-71 can't bank? Are you sure about that, Dave?
right, or anything. Now think
Mhm.
about that.
Oh, okay. Can the SR-71 bank? Yeah, the SR-71 could bank, but not in a tight, sharp turn. Due to its Mach 3 plus speeds and high altitude, it was restricted to a maximum bank of about 30 to 45 degrees. A sharp turn was dangerous as it could exceed the aircraft's structural or aerodynamic limits and could not outmaneuver threats in an emergency, which is why pilots relied on speed and altitude to escape them instead. But yeah, it's a turn radius at high speeds. A 30-degree bank would result in a very wide turn radius measured in miles. This aircraft's defense was not to turn sharply, but to accelerate and climb while outrunning threats. So how the fuck would it get anywhere, Dave? You think all fucking airports are in a line, you dumb shit? And all airports are in a line, even the airstrips, they'd all have to be in line, Dave. They couldn't be like this. Jesus Christ. Yeah, take about the width of a state. Yeah. But this dumb shit just said that the SR-71 can't turn.
And that when it's going that speed, it cannot change directions. 2,200 miles per hour, right? It cannot change directions. It only can fly straight. It can't turn left, right, or anything. Now think about that.
Yeah, well, we already just thought about it, Dave. You're a dummy. You're a fucking moron. Now think about that. Yeah, it's wrong.
Because it'll break apart, right? But
No, it won't break apart under a normal banking turn. Oh my God.
if it doesn't go down, it's going to fly off into space, right? Do you know how much it would have to go down every?
Oh my Jesus. And he can't understand fucking he just can't. He can't understand. Or, hey Dave, did you ever think
Second just to follow the curve of the Earth at that speed? 80 stories, 800 feet.
no, Dave? No, you don't have to dip your nose to fucking turn, you stupid fuck. You just maintain speed and fly level. That's all you gotta do, man. Holy shit.
Per second. What would that do?
I mean, it's just amazing how these people can't learn. It's like if you've ever lived at a place for long enough and you have people that are, nearby and they have kids, you actually see the kids grow like in front of your eyes, and since you aren't around them every day, when you see them like once a week or once a month, holy shit, they've grown. These people haven't. These people have not grown one little fucking bit in 10 years.
So they're going and they have to nosedive down 800 feet per second. What would happen to the pilots?
Well,
They'd be smushed against the ceiling. Right.
Yeah.
But they don't. They fly
Oh my Jesus.
straight and level. Airplane. Air.
Right. The wing is a plane, dipshit. That's where they get the name plane. Airplane. Fuck me.
Plane.
Also, while
I'm
you
not
have
sure but I mean, yeah, go ahead.
while you have that image up, Dave, I just wanted to point out there's an instrument on board the airplane called the attitude indicator. It uses a gyroscope, and the reason it uses a gyroscope.
The attitude indicator doesn't use a gyro. Some of them do. There's two different things. One of them doesn't use a gyroscope. I mean, even if they do now, they didn't always Nathan. They didn't always use gyroscopes. Back when planes were first used them, they were just a weighted ball, just a weighted gimbal. That's all it was. But on a high G dive or a high G bank, you can't tell which direction you're going because it fucks with gravity. So you're just dumb. You're just dumb, Nathan. Stop trying to be smart.
Is they keep their rigidity
It's just a losing proposition.
in space. So once you start that gyroscope up on the tarmac and you take
Yes, they keep their rigidity in space. That's why you detected movement when one was sitting on Bob Nodell's desk. Remember that, Nathan? You remember that, right? How could that thing have remained? How could that thing that remains rigid in space? That gyroscopic action in that thing. How could it be processing if it's just sitting on his fucking desk, Dave or Nathan?
off, that gyroscope is going to resist the forces that try and change it from that plane of inertia that it's spun on. And so if we were going around a globe, the gimbal base would change its orientation relative to the gyroscope, which keeps its rigidity in space because...
Right, it does. It does. But then if it gets too out of whack, the pendulous vanes allow vacuum pressure to right itself to the force of gravity.
We're going around a globe, but you can be on a 12-hour flight from here to Korea, here to China, here to Japan, and the gimbal base does not change its orientation at all.
But it does, Nathan. It does. But the pendulous vanes basically uncage it and allow it to move freely, independent of the cage or independent of the base. And then when gravity takes over, the pendulous vanes move back down. Then it stops it and it locks it back up.
The pilot actually flies.
And you've been educated on this, Nathan. You've been told about this about 15 fucking times at least. Why can't you learn? Why aren't you able to learn?
Straight and level.
I mean, that's if I ever go back up against one of these motherfuckers, that's basically the only thing that I'm going to answer them with. If they ask me some stupid fucking question like this, I'll say, "You've been educated on this 100 times. Why are you asking me this question?" That's all they're going to get from me, unless it's something new they come up with.
The entire time, other than the ascension and the descension of the plane. The FAA admits that in documents when they train the pilots, it's flat, non-rotating, and they actually negate a gravity vector. So
you're talking about air traffic control simulators, Dave, or Nathan. That's what you're talking about. And pilots don't train in those. Those are to train air traffic controllers.
So airplanes, right, are inclusive.
And one other thing I want to throw in there.
Here, let me go. Airplane etymology. Ancient Greek had a word, aeroplanos, but it meant wandering in the air. From planos, wandering. So, yeah, an aeroplane would be wandering in the air, Nathan. So, you could have looked this up, man. You could have looked this up instead of just repeating memes. But that wouldn't have been nearly as funny.
When a pilot is, when you're getting close to the airport, you're 30 minutes away or whatever, the pilot has to calculate the rate of descent. It's like, okay, we're 100 miles.
Right. That's how much fuel he's got to cut back on to get the engine to slow down. But they don't dip their nose when they go down, motherfucker. Their nose is always pointing up, slightly. Even when they're descending, it's always pointing up or level. Did you know that, Dave?
Miles out. I got to go at a 3 degree. I got to drop X number of feet per minute to get there. They do.
Right. Your flight path is 3 degrees, not the plane.
Not calculate the curvature of the earth. So at 100 miles away, if they calculate
100 miles away is 1.3, about 1.4 degrees of curvature. They don't have to calculate the curvature, stupid. Not on a landing. Because you know what? Fucking runway's flat. Made flat.
the rate of descent, when they get there, they're going to be a mile higher than they thought of. Because at 100 miles, there's over 6,600 feet of curvature. So they're going to be an extra 6,600. They're going to miss the runway by 6,000.
No, they won't, dumb fuck. No, they won't. I love it when they try and like talk about things they don't understand. It's so funny. It's like watching a kid talk. Kids don't know anything, and they try and like they hear about something and they get all these ideas in their head and they try and spit them out in front of adults, and adults laugh.
1,600 feet of altitude, because they're not calculating in that extra drop of curve. They're only calculating on a plane, on a
No, they're calculating on an airport. God damn, you're dumb.
flat surface. Can you address that?
Jesus fucking
So
Christ.
this is an interesting point, but
And how can they land sideways?
it does refer back to gravity.
Jesus
So,
fucking
you might
Christ.
not
There's no
like my
gravity.
response.
There's no gravity. That has nothing to do
So
with
there's
gravity.
there's still a gravitational field from Earth.
Doesn't
acting
matter.
on-
We're not talking about gravity. We're talking about that. Like, if I'm looking over on my floor over here, I can point and I can say, all right, I know what angle I have to do to hit the corner of my floor over there. But if my floor was curving, I would have to angle lower to hit that spot. I would have to, if I'm looking at a ball, right? I want to go from here to here. I'd have to calculate that I'm going down here. I'm going from here. I'm flying down
No, you don't, Dave. No, you don't. That's not how it works.
to there. But if it's flat, it's a whole different calculation. They use the flat calculation. Here's something a pilot told me. If they treated their flight
No, they don't use flat calculations, stupid. Holy shit. You really are something.
plans and their calculations as the Earth was a ball, they'd all be dead.
Well, I think the gravity self-corrects the.
Wait, who said that? Who told him this? What imaginary being told him this shit?
It's a whole different calculation. They use the flat calculation. Here's something a pilot told me. If they treated their
No, pilot didn't tell you this.
flight plans and their calculations as the Earth was a ball, they'd all be dead.
No pilot told you this, Dave. None. Zero. You're lying.
Well, I think the gravity self-corrects the
You're a lying sack of shit, Dave.
flight path, though. I mean, because if you,
Where did you get that information from?
well, just thinking about the forces acting on it, I thought about. I mean,
You need that
I mean-
to hold on to your religion.
no, but I mean, it's true, because if you deviate up, if you're just going away from Earth and the force of gravity, you'll just go out into space, like you said.
So
So what are you pushing up against?
I'm 100 miles from my location, and I say, okay, I'm at 30,000 feet. I have to divide 30,000 feet by 100 miles and realize I have to drop X number of feet per mile. How come I'm not calculating in curvature? Because there's an extra mile of curvature from that distance.
God damn. There's an extra mile of curvature.
How come I don't calculate that?
Wow.
Because I mean, it's just like a parabolic thing. It hovers. You have a force of gravity acting down the whole time. So
Gravity's
it's restoring-
gravity. Let's say there's no gravity. It doesn't matter.
Well,
It's
then you
angle-
would definitely have to keep curvature into
It's the
account.
angle of attack, the angle of the angle to the airport, to the ground. And they're not calculating in a curved ground. They're calculating for a flat ground. Why don't they calculate for a curve? There's a mile of curve.
Is
Over a
the
mile.
height, so the altitude doesn't change, right?
No, the altitude, you're at 30,000 feet, 5 miles, whatever it is. Okay.
Yeah, he seems to think that you're like, there's the airport and you got to like start going right down. No, man, you start descending like 5 to 10, 20 miles out. A long ways out, man.
And you calculate how many feet per mile.
And you got to be dropping from 30,000 feet down to like 10,000 for a lot longer than it takes you to run the glide path. Fuck. Holy shit, he's dumb.
That you need to drop to get to the
Yeah.
airport. But if you
He's
don't
just-
calculate the curve,
He's come up with these scenarios and shit in his head that he thinks debunks reality, but they just don't. He doesn't know how anything works. He's admitted that. But he thinks that his little explanations can debunk reality. just such a sad, pathetic fuck.
Over the Earth, and you're going to be over a mile too high when you get there.
So, I mean, again, I'm not a pilot here, obviously. But,
you don't have to be a pilot to understand simple calculation. It's
no,
a very
no, but
complicated.
here's, I mean, look, like if you're going along a curve at a constant height, you're not changing altitude.
Nathan hadn't dipped out to do any meth during this debate. Have you noticed that?
So you don't have to take. You're only at like a certain height, and you have a gravity acting down. So the gravity keeps you at a constant altitude. I mean,
John, gravity is your god here. Let's not say the word gravity again. I'm going to ask you. I'm going to state it.
Well, if there's an explanation that doesn't merit it, I won't say it again. But
well,
also,
if I'm 10 feet in the air,
I just don't understand how you can't accept gravity. Like, I don't understand. Like, what do you think pulling everything down? I mean, this doesn't really.
Well, because you can't prove it. You can't measure it. They've already discounted it. They changed it.
You can't measure it. You can't measure gravity. What do you think you're doing every time you step on a fucking scale, asshole? They have proven it. They've quantified it. We got formulas that we build bridges and buildings using it. Shut the fuck up, liar.
It's the bending and warping of space-time. Nobody knows what that means because it's just silly. And
nobody knows what that means. Yes, people do know what that means, Dave, but they're not stupid like you. Okay, you base all flat earthers base everyone else's intellect on their own. It's hilarious. It's like, well, I don't know anything, so nobody else can know anything either. It's sad. It's fucking pathetic.
Electrostatics are testable, repeatable, measurable, observable.
I mean, these people vote.
They say it's 10 to the 36 stronger than gravity. Let me ask a question. If I was going to pull, like, let's say I want to pull your car and I'm gravity. I'm going to pull your car down.
Well, these people are allowed to vote. Most of them don't.
On the road, but Nathan's electrostatics. He's going to pull it the other way. Is my 1.00360.1 force against him going to make any difference at all? Zero. Going to make zero.
Jesus fucking Christ. God, you're dumb. Holy shit, you're dumb.
Zero difference.
If he's charge neutral, it would.
All right, Nathan, go ahead. Excuse me.
Yeah, it's all right. I want to get to the horizon eventually because we're not pilots.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
I do want to mention that when they descend, it's 1,500 to 3,000 feet a minute. And just at 500 miles an hour, the plane would have to be constantly dipping the nose down 2,500 feet, 2,700 feet a minute. So it'd be almost the rate of...
No, it wouldn't, Nathan, and you know it wouldn't because you've been educated that it wouldn't. You've been told why they wouldn't. All you have to do is just slow the fuck down and gravity takes over. You don't have to dip your nose to go down. Are you kidding me? Fuck me, you're dumb.
descension, you would have to curve the plane. And people can feel when the airplane is descending. As soon as you leave that straight and level path with the airplane and the pilot says, hey, we're approaching our descent, you start to feel the plane turning downward. And you would feel that.
No, you don't. No, you don't, Nathan. You don't. You're an idiot. You feel it slow down.
The entire flight because you'd have to dip your nose. But yeah, the horizon. John, I'm curious. I'm going to put you on the spot. Do you know how far the horizon would be for a 1 or a 6 foot observer if the Earth has a radius value of 3,959 miles?
What's the refractive index? What's the refractive index of the air, Nathan?
We had this last time, but I didn't remember the numbers off the top of my head. So,
See, they think that because we see it further because of the atmosphere and refraction, then that debunks the globe.
6 foot observer, it's 3 miles, 2.99 miles. And for a 1 foot observer, it's 1.22 miles. Now, I could show you the horizon past 9.4 miles for a 1 foot observer. So that's way past 1.2 miles. Right, John?
Right. Of heavy refraction. I take it he's talking about the black swan. Yeah.
yes.
Yeah, it's way past. Magnitude's past. Almost 7.
You know how a bird gets out of an egg? How it breaks the shell? Birds are born with, it's called a shell tooth. It's like a hard thing on the outside of their beak, and that's what they hit the shell with to break it open. And it basically just goes away, or they outgrow it or something. It's like a birthmark. The black swan was born without one of those. It was dead before it even tried to get out of the shell.
times as far as it should be. The problem is with refraction, if you invoke standard refraction, it changes the distance on surface from 1.22 to 1.
No, it changes the optical appearance of where it is, Nathan. It doesn't change the surface.
0.34. And they've
Okay.
only measured in nature magnitudes of plus or minus 2 from that standard. So we can't just
What? No, you can measure a heavy refraction, Nathan.
invoke imaginary amounts of refraction to
I know. I'm sorry. Sorry, Double D.
make the distances work. If that was the
Oh, Mom Donnie, fucking excellent.
geometric curvature of the Earth with no
Everybody complains. Oh, he's a socialist. Oh my God, they elected a socialist. Right. We are living in a socialist republic. A democratic socialist republic is what the United States is. We collect taxes democratically. We democratically elect politicians that set taxes. We pay taxes and we get shit in return. It's called socialism. So why not have a socialist as a mayor?
refraction at all, we'd be seeing a radius value of the Earth of 200.
And all these people are like, oh, I want to be a socialist. You don't want to have the same thing Donald Trump has? Because that's what socialism means, is everyone gets the same. Everyone has the same stuff. You don't want to have what the billionaires have?
240,000 miles, which is the orbital path of the moon. That's crazy, bro. We see way too far. And let me
No, we don't see far enough if it's a flat Earth. Why can't we see the sun go at sunset, but we can see stars that are further away, Nathan? Why is that?
say this real quick. If we don't see the curvature away from us, and we go up to 128,000 feet, and we don't
We do see curvature away from us. We see it the best when it's directly away from us, Nathan, like the Lake Pontchartrain Causeway, right? That you deny.
see it left to right, where is this elusive, negligent curvature that fails to show up for its assignment every time we look for it?
Lake Pontchartrain, dipshit. You've also been shown this dozens of times. So,
You mean if we go up a mountain, or is that what you're asking?
High altitude weather balloons at 128,000 feet. Admittedly, by Neil deGrasse Tyson, there's no curvature left to right.
why are you quoting Neil deGrasse Tyson? Neil deGrasse Tyson says the Earth is a sphere. That's what he says. But he said something. He said a quote that you don't understand, that you can't comprehend, and so you quote it. It's called cherry picking. It's called quote mining, Nathan, and it's a logical fallacy. And you're an idiot.
And from Earth's surface, we should see the horizon at 1.2 miles, and I've got it past 9.5 miles, so we're not seeing it from our toes to the horizon. So what do we have to look diagonally across the Earth? Because it's not going away from us, and it's not going left to right. Where is this curve, bro?
It is going away from you. It's going left and right. It's you're standing on the zenith of the Earth. You're standing on the Earth, and every point away from you drops in altitude based on where you are. Happens with everybody, Nathan, because the Earth is a sphere.
I mean, that's a good. I mean, I would say that spacecraft and satellites clearly see it, but I'm not so sure. Like, when did Neil deGrasse Tyson say we can't see it from a weather balloon? Because I think that's a little.
He was commenting on the Felix Baumgartner space jump, and he actually had a giant beach ball on stage in front of a college, and he says, you don't see the curve of the Earth from 2 millimeters above this beach ball.
Right. He was being clever. Yeah, he's an idiot. I don't like Neil deGrasse Tyson. He says stupid fucking shit to sound clever, to give a little sound bite.
That stuff is flat. That's like word for word what he said.
No, he said that stuff looks flat. I believe he said looks flat, didn't he? Let me see. Let me check it here.
This size, the International Space Station would be orbiting about a half an inch above the
Now, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong.
surface. And that dude who jumped out of a perfectly good balloon, what's his name? Felix Baumgartner. He would have been about 2 millimeters above the surface of this globe. That's his edge of space jump. Now, you know, I don't. It's fine. He wants to. I don't have a problem if he does it, but the honesty of it would greatly diminish what I think people thought he was actually doing. And not only that, they made sure to photograph him standing there with a really wide-angle lens, which curves horizontal lines. So in the photo, you see this curvature of Earth's surface, and he said, "Wow, he's in space. Look at that." No, he's not. At that height, you don't see the curvature of the Earth if you are 2 millimeters above this beach ball.
See, he's just saying shit to sound funny. He's just saying shit to sound funny. Pilots have reported seeing the curvature of the Earth from shorter than where that fucking balloon was. So
admittedly, no civilian has ever seen the
he's just he tries to be entertaining, and he says snarky wrong shit
curvature of the Earth, John. It's only the government. And notice how you went straight to satellites and
because the Mage 2 didn't go up as high as Felix Baumgartner did, and we see curvature there. So
spaceships. You're appealing to the government, which is the organization that's like promoting and pushing this whole entire deception. It's crazy.
Well, I think that's an extrapolation a bit, but I will admit that the curve is difficult to see on the ground. This is why it was a hard model to accept.
John, do you agree on a ball? Do you agree on a flat Earth that the horizon would be optical? That we can only see so far.
This is sort of what
everything's optical, dumb fuck. Everything's optical. Everything that's physical is optical. Because we could see it. If it wasn't physical, it couldn't be optical.
we discussed with the perspective of how horizontals.
Right. So you agree that you can only see a certain distance until everything merges together, and that's your optical horizon on a flat Earth.
No, you can't. You can see a boat. A boat's huge, man. A ship. For a ship to be at the Rayleigh criterion, to meet the Rayleigh criterion, to be too small to be resolved, it would have to be 500 miles out. A 300-foot long boat would have to be 500 miles out. Why can't we see them past 30, Dave?
The Earth was flat. Crazy idea, Earth was flat. Okay. On a ball, do you agree that there has to be a physical limit to how far you can see based on the height that you're looking from?
It would obstruct the other side based on the curve.
So on a flat Earth, you can see as far as you can see. But on a ball, you can't see my mouth because it's behind a physical curve. And no amount of magnification will change that, right?
Right.
Yeah, so this is, I know, but I don't want a trap here.
It is a trap. It's a trap that you have to face reality. Okay.
Oh, look, okay. If you have an optical telescope.
Hold on.
Yes, if something is on the other side of the horizon from you, you can't see it, Dave.
Hold on.
Okay.
If this is the Earth right here, and my mouth is this far over the curve, is there any way that you can zoom in on it?
No.
Okay, very good. That's not a trap. It's very easy. That's just a lesson in reality. So there is a curvature to the Earth, 24,901 miles around.
Yeah, it's huge. We can't see that curvature when you're standing on it, motherfucker. You can't see it. You have to either have forced perspective, force shortening. That's the only way to see it when you're standing on it.
There's 3 or 4 formulas, and the one that gives the globe the benefit of the doubt is the 8 inches per mile squared, and that goes up to a couple thousand miles.
No, that's not. That doesn't give the globe a benefit of the doubt. The globe's a globe. It's been measured, fucker. That's the wrong formula for the curvature of the Earth. It's a close approximation up to a certain distance, but it's not the curvature of the Earth formula, you dumb motherfucker. See, the curvature, the formula for the curvature of the Earth is long. It's not 8 inches per mile square. But you memorize that because you're fucking ignorant and you can't learn shit. So you can't memorize a formula bigger than four fucking variables.
Miles, but we're not even talking about a couple thousand miles. Let's just talk about 8 miles, right? Now, I think I showed you this last time, but let's just look at it again. And I really want to hear what you have to say. We got a camera 6 inches off the ice on a frozen lake. We have these 4 lights that are 8 miles, 7 miles, 6 miles, and 5 miles away.
And we don't measure curvature and drop, dipshit. We measure it in angles of a degree. At 10 miles, you're looking at 1/6 of a degree, dipshit.
The curvature should be more than 30 feet, 22 feet, 15 feet, and 9 feet. But for some reason, we can see them all.
Right, because light refracts. Light catches the atmosphere and refracts, you dumb fuck.
At the same level. Now, you'd have to believe that this one is refracting up 30 feet, 22, 15, and 9 feet.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is, Dave. It's refracting.
And they're all stopping at eye level to trick you to think the Earth is flat. Magical refraction is moving.
No, they're refracting over the horizon because that's what light does. It's not trying to trick you.
Moving them all up. Or maybe just the Earth is flat. Go ahead, Anthony.
Hey, Lockport, what's up?
Want to say something? You want to add something?
Say at 1 foot, the geometric
Good to have you here.
horizon should be 1.22 miles out. So just the horizon.
Right, the geometric horizon is 1.22 miles out, but we don't see it there because we have an atmosphere, stupid. You've been explained this. This has been explained to you, Nathan. Fuck, Jesus
alone
Christ.
should be obstructing all those lights, let alone how much curvature we're missing.
All of those lights are behind this ball.
Oh my God, they just don't understand shit. Their minds are so simple. Fuck.
My fingertips are those
My
lights,
God.
and they're here. But for some reason, you see them on a flat plane.
So this is a very interesting experiment. I would really like to see this done. And
But do it yourself.
I need to find a frozen 8 mile lake somewhere.
And by the way,
It's not our claim, Dave. You're making the claim. It's your experiment. You fucking do it.
people
I live in California, so
it's difficult to do these experiments. You got to go out. This guy
Well,
went
no,
out
I fully agree.
driving his
And
truck on the ice and
applaud
light
these
these
kind of
cameras.
work. And this is the kind of stuff that I do.
The
like
work has been done for you. So you want to do it yourself because you want to verify this. But let's just assume you did this and you saw this. What would you say?
I say exactly what I just said, Dave. Light refracts. Especially what you said, this is over ice. Yeah. Cold air is very fucking dense, dude. Do you realize what the refractive index is for very, very cold air?
So you 100% know there's no trickery here. If you did this and you saw this, would that make you reassess your globe belief?
I would
No.
I mean, I would likely try to find an explanation, but
Well, of course, you're going to scramble to hold on to your religion. What would that excuse be?
like what would be a potential?
I can steel man it for you if you don't have one.
No, well, I mean, look, like there could be there
No, you can't.
are like I know you don't like refraction, or it could be a reflection. It's a nice lake. Ice
There's
reflects.
there's snow on the ice.
Okay, but what are these lights like? How big? Like with the aperture
They're
sizes?
just, they're just like lights like this big.
Yeah, they're one.
Because I would say
There's a
the one at 8 miles is definitely dipping down a little bit compared to the 5 mile one. But
No, it's just its light is attenuating a little bit. They're all there.
or
It's
below the curve, like you said. I mean,
30 feet below the curve. 30 feet.
John, are you familiar with Rayleigh criterion? It's
Rayleigh
why
criterion.
Yeah, as things get further away, like headlights, they'll converge into a single headlight. That's because the wavelength of light has become unresolvable. So like you can't put this light 80 miles away, 1 foot off the surface of the water and still see it. It's becoming unresolvable. And the way that would become resolvable is from the
No, light. Jesus fucking Christ. The distance between the lights becomes unresolvable, but the light stays resolvable, you stupid fuck.
bottom up. That's how
Jesus
things would disappear
Christ.
on our flat Earth. I just wanted to show you this real quick because we were talking about perspective a few minutes ago. These are lines of convergence going towards a vanishing point, flat horizontal line. If you just go here and
And he thinks Rayleigh criterion makes you only see parts of shit.
you read about parallel lines of convergence, it'll say it's the point at which all the parallel lines appear to converge. Now you go here to Google and you say, can parallel lines curve? And it says parallel lines cannot be curved. So
Okay. What's your point, dumb fuck?
perspective is exclusive to a flat Earth.
And John,
What the fuck are you talking about? They don't curve this way, but they can curve this way. Right? If you got two lines that are curved, they're still parallel. They're still parallel, but they're curved. How about that? Isn't that weird? Jesus fucking Christ, he's dumb. Just dense.
Take a look here.
Dishonest as fuck.
Okay. So is this a sphere or is it a square?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
It looks circular.
It does look circular. I'm with you. It looks circular. And I usually ask people, is this the sun or is it the moon? And they're like, well, it's really hard. It's really hard to tell, right? But what this actually is, it's the front of a train. Okay.
I mean, to be honest, I thought it looked like a train. I shouldn't say it. I promise you, I thought it looked like a train.
Okay. That's all right, because and it looks like it's a sphere, but as it comes closer, it doesn't even have a standard headlight. It has these other lights, different colors, different shapes, but you see it as a sphere. And that was like,
yeah. What's your point, Dave? What's your fucking point?
half a mile away, not even. So again, looking at the lights in the sky, looking at things, oh, that's a sphere, that's a planet, that's gases in a vacuum, which again, you didn't address how that happens other than gravity, and you need a lot of gas, circular argument, before it collapses upon itself. All of these things that you need to defend your globe belief, all those things they break the laws of physics, and you just have to believe them because they are.
No, they don't break the laws of physics, Dave. You don't understand physics. See, you think because you don't understand it, nobody else can understand it either, and it just breaks it. God damn, you're dumb. You're really fucking dumb, Dave. Holy shit.
They are. The Earth is a sphere because the Earth is a sphere, right?
No, the Earth is a sphere. Yeah, the Earth is a sphere because it's a sphere. We've measured it, Dave. You calling it flat doesn't make it flat. We've measured it.
Down because of gravity, and someone in Australia is going up towards me, which is down for them because of gravity, because we're on a sphere. This is all circular reasoning. This is all
No, that's geometry. Oh, fuck, it's not circular. Jesus Christ, man. Holy shit.
belief system based on pseudoscience. It's your whole, listen, this, I'm looking at your channel, Dr. John, your channel, at your videos. If you come to the reality that we're showing you, everything, all of your stuff is completely changed. I mean, most of it's destroyed.
No, it's definitely not, but it's all.
Oh my God. What an idiot. He's always has this fucking shit grin on his face.
So I'm still, I mean, I think the reason I like having these
That's the cult grin.
talks is that you press on some things that are definitely difficult to have you pick up some observations that are very interesting and make someone think.
No, they don't, John. They don't.
Okay.
Now, how can you benefit?
They think that the sun is in front of clouds. They think the sun can be inside of clouds. That's how dumb they are, John. That's how flawed their observations are. So no, they don't have good observations or interesting ones.
By knowing a little bit about physics.
What do you mean?
I mean, like your argument, you kind of say stuff like, "Oh, that's like this observation doesn't agree with physics, so therefore it's wrong." But then you're already saying that physics is wrong. So like,
No. Physics is real.
Argument too, right?
No, there's physics, like the physics of my setup. I know how things set up, and I understand that. But then you get into pseudophysics. You get into pseudoscience.
See, he's looking up. He's like trying to find the words. He's searching for bullshit.
And just stuff that's made up, stuff that has no. That's all circular reasoning. When you go there, then that's stupid. Global believers, they say that what was I going to say? I had a good point. That it is because it is, and it's like that's not. Oh no, it is because of physics, because of science. We love science. That's a word. Physics and science are a word. How are you using them? Right? It's like how are you using them? Science isn't proof. Science is a word. Now
You don't use either, David. You don't use either of them. We're the ones that use science. We're the ones. You run away. We've given you a chance to do science.
you can do some science to show something. Where's your science? Where did your radius of the Earth come from? Because your whole world is based on that. Where did it come from?
Measurements. The US or WGS 84, David.
Well, I mean, the original measurement by Eratosthenes.
Eratosthenes.
Yeah.
Eratosthenes.
Yes, Eratosthenes, Al-Biruni, thousands of physics students every year. WGS 86.
Are you really going there? You didn't we talk about that, Eratosthenes? I'm going to show you Eratosthenes right now.
Well, I don't believe Eratosthenes, so that's not any kind of a proof.
And then you're going to have to get rid of that and never bring it up again, or you're being disingenuous, right? Eratosthenes said he did his sticks and shadows, right? You know, he said,
Yeah.
Eratosthenes said that all the rays are coming in parallel. No one's ever seen parallel rays, right?
Okay, but those are going through the clouds.
It doesn't matter how are you going to see the rays otherwise. Whether they're going through the clouds or not, they're not straight. But I want to show you. Hold on a second.
Yes, they are. I suppose
Yes, they're parallel, Dave. Those rays are parallel.
I have to ask if his assumptions were so bogus and wrong, then how was he so close to the real distance of the circumference of Earth?
What circumference of the Earth? The one that he assumed, and then
it just turned out to be almost right.
How is it right? Okay, here's Eratosthenes.
It's within like 10% of the measurement we have today.
Where did we get that measurement from? It's circular reasoning again.
No, how?
Where did the measurement come from? First, let's look at Eratosthenes. Here's Eratosthenes. He's got no shadow on his stick. Here's his buddy 500 miles away. He's got a shadow. You can measure the length. You can do the math, and you can figure out the velocity of the ball. Right?
Yeah.
That's how it was done. Right? First, and his buddy walked 500 miles and counted his steps. That's how he knew.
It was well, sure, but I mean,
okay.
To be honest,
and they knew that they knew exactly when to do the measurement. Right?
Oh, and he had it up. Holy shit! Hold on a second.
So how do we know the Earth is not flat?
We don't. It's flat. So now if the Earth is round, how big is Earth? You might want to check for that. There was a famous experiment conducted by Eratosthenes. Let's see if I don't know who
got any Earth measurements.
I don't know who Rob Glow is, but
Eratosthenes. And there are two cities in the old world, and one of them, they knew that at 12 noon on a particular day of the year, that the sun was directly overhead, and you could see the bottom of a well.
Oh, okay.
You don't run around looking at the bottoms of wells.
No.
Because the light doesn't
doesn't get down there.
Doesn't get down there. How can we use this observation to see if Earth's surface is curved? We needed another well. Turns out we can't see the bottom of both wells at the same time. What might explain this? Well, there are two possible explanations. First, we could have a flat Earth with a sun that's small and close by so that the light hits the second well at an angle. Or second, we could have a curved Earth with a sun that's big and far away so that all the light comes in parallel, but only one well at a time is lit all the way to the bottom. Turns out with just two wells, there's enough wiggle room for both explanations to fit our observations.
The same phenomenon Eratosthenes measured could be explained by a flat Earth if the sun were only a few thousand miles away and 32 miles across. The math would work out the same.
he cut it. They cut it. So I'm trying to find
There's a famous Eratosthenes.
So this is
Bottom of a well.
So this is another flat Earth video. Oh, hold on.
To fit our observation. Eratosthenes only had two wells. But what if he had added a third?
So this video that he was showing, let's back it up. The video he was showing was the same one. Basically, this right here, same video. But see, they just cut it short. They don't show the part where he says, well, if you add another point, then it eliminates any error. So look at this shit. Look at this motherfucker. This dishonest piece of shit.
What circumference of the Earth? The one that he assumed, and then
it just turned out to be almost right.
You want to see a good pause face? There you go. Take a screenshot of that and work with it.
Right?
We'll go through these. He's got a few whiny shorts on YouTube. We'll play them after this.
How is it right? Okay, here's Eratosthenes.
It's within like 10% of the measurement we have today.
Where did we get that measurement from? It's circular reasoning again.
No, how?
Where did the measurement come from? First, let's look at Eratosthenes. Here's Eratosthenes. He's got no shadow on his stick. Here's his buddy 500 miles away. He's got a shadow. You can measure the length. You can do the math, and you can figure out the sphericity of the ball. Right?
Yeah.
That's how it was done. Right?
Yeah.
First, and his buddy walked 500 miles and counted his steps. That's how he knew.
It was well, sure, but I mean,
okay.
To be honest,
and they knew that they knew exactly when to do the measurement, right? With no time issue, being 500 miles.
It was a big thing over in Siam because there was no shadow. I mean, like, it was
right. You could have lit a fire. You can see fire long ways away, man. All he had to do was signal him.
Solstice.
So here is a flat Earth. Here's Eratosthenes. The sun is directly above him. Here's his buddy. The shadow length is the same as the shadow length here. And you could do the same math and assume a ball because it's a ball. You can assume a ball because it is a ball.
No, the math is not the same, dipshit. This math is not the same. These angles, if you measure these angles, they're not going to be the same as these. Absolutely will not be. You know why? You know why I know, Dave? Because I've tried it. And they don't match. So his illustration here is a fucking lie. Let me see if they are in fact the same. This says, okay, it's just alpha 1, alpha 2, alpha 3. Is the way they're labeled. But no, these angles are not the same, Dave. They will not be the same.
Right? If you assume a ball and you do that math, you can say that this is spherical when it's actually flat.
No, you can't, because you do the math and they're different. This one matches the ball. This one doesn't.
Right?
See these measurements, these angles. It's called a linear relationship. This here, not a linear relationship. This is a algebraic relationship or trigonometric. Can't remember, not trigonometric. Something like that. It's not linear. It's not linear. Because this is the same thing as 1 degree every 69 miles, Dave. And you go 1 degree on a ball, it's going to be 69 miles. But you go 1 degree on a flat Earth, and it's not. It's not, Dave.
Why are all of your best globe proofs?
If it was, then on a flat Earth, the Polaris wouldn't be at the horizon at the equator. It'd be about 25 miles above it. So I've proven this several times.
From people that you can't even prove existed, right? Why don't we do that today, right? It works.
You can absolutely.
You can't prove Jesus existed, right?
They do that today.
I know, but it works on a flat.
That's where sundials come from.
Yeah, it works on a flat Earth perfectly, right? Here I got these cans here. It works on a flat Earth with a local sun. It works.
The math isn't the same as reality. The math does not match reality, dumb fuck.
On a flat Earth. Neil deGrasse Tyson even said it works. No shadow or very small shadow, long shadow. This is a flat table, but you can do math to say that table is spherical.
So that's, you can, his assumptions at the time, sure. I mean, he didn't, those were assumptions. I agree.
So you can admit right now that Eratosthenes' measurements work on a flat Earth.
No.
Yes.
I mean, they do not.
No, they don't. They don't, Dave. They don't.
Prove the globe. So where did the radio come from?
No, but from his assumptions, like for any theory, like if you have an assumption of a sphere, then I mean, that's,
where did his assumption?
We have better measurements than that now. It's like there was actually.
So where did they come from? Right. This is Carl Sagan on Cosmos going. There's no shadow, but it only works on a flat Earth. I mean, on a globe Earth, because he bends it and says, look, we can do that.
Yeah, he bends it, and now the shadows, the angles, or the shadows match reality when he bends it. That's what he's saying, Dave. When he bends it, the shadows match reality. When it's flat, they don't.
And then pretty much everybody, but they're not looking at it. No one's mentioning a small local sun, just like we see in the sky.
So I mean, my biggest thing about that is like,
and we know the sun's not local because we've measured it. We measured the distance, Dave.
If the sun's local, I mean, again, the power output is huge.
Jesus fucking Christ!
Like it would be scorching. But you question, like, it's crazy, but like, I mean, like it's got enough power to generate like solar panels and stuff. Like, how is that energy source?
Look at this guy with just this blank grin on his face. He just looks fucked up. He just looks like he just hadn't learned anything in his life.
Yeah, moonlight's measurably cold, so it's photoabsorbent, so the Earth's not constantly.
What? What did you say, dumb fuck?
Well, you question like it's crazy, but like I mean, like it's got enough power to generate like solar panels and stuff. Like how is that energy source?
Go ahead, Nathan.
Yeah, moonlight's measurably cold, so it's photoabsorbent.
No, it's not, stupid. No, it's not, and you've been educated on that too. Why the fuck are you lying, Nathan? Moonlight is not measurably cold.
So the Earth's not constantly heating up and heating up and heating up. It's a closed dynamic system with no
Closed dynamic system.
energy loss. It's like the push and the pull. That's where they got the yin and the yang symbol from.
No energy lost. What? Say what? Fuck me. This guy's an idiot. Holy shit, man. How do you fucking get through life being this dumb?
One gives, one receives. That's why they get referred to as the male and the female.
No. Nobody past the fucking 2nd century calls it male and female, man. What the fuck are you talking about?
But yeah, the sun is extremely hot, especially around the torrid regions. During the summer, you can't even walk around without shoes, and you pretty much have to stay in air conditioning all inside. I don't know how people did it back in the day. It is hot. It is very hot.
So, I mean,
not everywhere. How could it not be hot everywhere on the flat Earth when the sun is, when everybody should be able to see it? Why, Dave? Why? How do you get seasons on a flat Earth?
It's not sending electricity.
So how far away do you think the sun is?
I don't know. I mean, I can't go
I don't know. I don't know anything.
up there and measure. But let me ask you a question. Do you know how solar panels work since you brought that up?
It's like if he asks any question and he can't answer it, then, oh my God, the Earth is flat. But John has asked him how many questions and he just doesn't know? Yeah, okay, whatever.
Yes.
How do they work? How do they make electricity?
It's a photovoltaic effect, which
so that's a word. That's like science. But what is the photovoltaic effect? How does it work? I can steal man it for you. Your scientists don't know.
That's not true.
Yeah, they do know. How a battery works? Did he actually ask how a battery works?
I mean,
it's not sending electricity.
How far away do you think the sun is?
I don't know. I mean, I can't go up there and measure. But let me ask you a question. Do you know how solar panels work since you brought that up?
There's solar panels. Yeah, we know how they fucking work.
Yes.
How do they work? How do they make electricity?
It's a photovoltaic effect, which
so that's a word. That's like science. But what is the photovoltaic effect? How does it work? I can steal man it for you. Your scientists don't know.
Oh, scientists don't know. How do solar panels work? Actually, how does the photovoltaic principle work? The photovoltaic principle converts sunlight directly into electricity by using photons to dislodge electrons from semiconductor material. From a semiconductor material, creating an electrical current. When sunlight hits a solar cell, the photons excite electrons, causing them to break free from their atoms. The cell's internal electric field, created by a p-n junction, forces these freed electrons to move to one side of the cell, and the resulting holes in the other, creating a voltage imbalance like a battery's terminals. So yeah, science does fucking know. You don't, because you're dumb.
No, that's not true.
Yes, it is. They think that a
okay, now you're speaking for me, but it's not true. So how can you tell me I don't know? I mean, it's an atomic transition.
Because
it's a very specific band in the spectrum. Are you going to tell me, a condensed matter physicist, that I don't know what a photovoltaic is?
No, you know what they told you what it is. But
no, I've actually made these things. Like
you can make them
from scratch, from crystals.
I was in the solar power business for years. Yes, I was in the solar power business.
Oh, really? You know a lot about crystals?
I know a lot, not a ton.
You fucking sold them and you've got them installed them, man. You didn't make them. You weren't in the business to make them or design them or engineer them. You fucking sold them.
Not a ton.
Oh yeah, not a ton. Exactly.
John, let me explain what the scientists say. They think that a photon knocks out a boron molecule.
Are you reading this from flat earthers now?
A photon knocks out a boron molecule? Could be boron. I don't know. I'd have to check. But
no, this is what
and it doesn't knock a boron molecule. Dislodges electrons, not molecules, dumb fuck.
Science says, like when I was learning about solar power long before flat Earth, they say they think.
How do you think they make solar panels? How do you think they make
it? Doesn't matter. You can make
it. Does. It actually does.
Why does it matter?
Because that's the science. Like the science is the material.
The science
is the material.
Science is the material.
I mean, like, do you know?
Does Dave think you could just take a piece of glass or plastic and write solar panel on it, spray paint it blue, and it'll work? Does he actually think that? It doesn't matter how they're made.
You
know what kind of crystals they use? Do
Oh
they use silicon? Do they use germanium? Do they use arsenic?
It depends on
all the energy levels.
All of those ingredients are in there. So, but if I can finish what I'm saying, they say a photon knocks out a boron molecule, and then an electron fills it in, and then it keeps doing that, and all of those are channeled, and they bring them together, and they create a current, right? It's this whole thing, but they don't understand. Hold on. They don't understand. It's just a theory. It works.
It's just a theory. It works, but it's just a theory. Oh, my God. He's trying to educate this guy on what this guy learned in his first year of college.
Therefore, it must be real. Okay? It works. Therefore, they must be right. Because no one in that field is thinking that the sun is literally sending electricity to Earth. And those photovoltaic cells are collecting the electricity. That's it. They're just saying it's so simple, but they can't see it because they're blinded in their heliocentric religion.
Oh, my God. So everything you just said is complete bullshit. Okay? Everything you said is complete bullshit. Scientists do understand how the fucking principle works. They understand it down to the molecular level, dipshit. Down to the atomic level. But you think just because you don't fucking understand it, then nobody else can. And if anybody else says they do, they're wrong. And they're lying because they've been indoctrinated. You are one dumb motherfucker, Dave.
Dave, how about I make you a challenge?
Christ.
Okay.
How about you build a photovoltaic cell, an operation?
Only a dumb motherfucker would even think to say that nobody thinks the sun is sending electricity to the earth. Only someone who actually thinks that or thought that at one time would say that. Especially when the other person didn't say it. They aren't trying to correct them. So at one point, Dave thought that the sun sent electricity to that's how they'd have to work.
And then we can talk about photovoltaics.
If you build,
if you think it's all just black magic and hocus pocus, and they just get lucky sometimes.
You know, the official.
You know how many elements there are?
The official
description. Can you make it out of uranium?
The official description on how a photovoltaic cell works is a theory. Okay.
Do you know what a theory is? And no, it's not a theory. It's a principle. It's not a theory. Well, is there a photovoltaic theory? Photovoltaic theory. Probably is. Photovoltaic theory explains how certain materials convert sunlight directly. Okay, yeah. So it's a theory. Dave doesn't understand what a fucking theory is. He thinks a theory is just an idea that people have that isn't really real. It's just an idea, just a notion. That's how dumb these people are. They don't understand what a scientific theory is.
I didn't say that.
No, I'm saying that, right? But it's just there's electricity, measurable, testable, coming from the sky, and the photovoltaic cell is picking it up. That's all it is. It's very...
What? Oh my God, he does think that. No, Dave. No, it isn't. It isn't electricity coming from the sky. Oh my God. Holy shit. He actually thinks this.
Can you make it out of uranium?
The official description on how a photovoltaic cell works is a theory. Okay?
I didn't say that.
No, I'm saying that, right? But it's just there's electricity, measurable, testable, coming from the sky, and the photovoltaic cell is picking it up. That's all it is. It's very simple.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Holy shit. Oh my God. Okay. I still got to do these videos that I clipped. I still haven't done anything with them. It's only 4:40, so we'll show Oakley, and then I'll take a break, and then I'll come back in about an hour, and I'll edit those videos. I got like 3 or 4. Holy shit!
You build a photovoltaic cell, an operation, and then we can talk about photovoltaics.
If you build,
if you think it's all just black magic and
no,
hocus
I think
pocus,
it's like,
and I think get wacky sometimes.
The official.
Do you know how many elements there are?
The official
Can you make it out of uranium?
The official description on how a photovoltaic cell works is a theory. Okay?
I didn't say that.
No, I'm saying that, right? But it's just there's electricity, measurable, testable, coming from the sky, and the photovoltaic cell is picking it up. That's all it is. It's very simple.
It's so simple you can't make it.
I don't build things like that. No.
Oh yeah, because you don't know the theory.
No, you know the theory. Listen, I have a theory that the
Oh my God! Oh, that's so fucking hysterical. Oh, I gotta pee. God, you're so fucking stupid. You make me pee.
Earth is a globe, and I can put a stick out there, and my buddy 500 miles away.
Let me ask you, what does this theory say about which elements you can use and which you can't? It's so simple.
In what?
Make photovoltaic.
Dave, he was like real touchy on the solar panels. Like, I don't know how so heated there.
Yeah.
It's all right.
It's because you're just guessing and you're putting words in scientists' mouth. And
no,
I'm
not
actually
experimentally.
I'm like an experimental person that's actually done this stuff.
I know it's very difficult. That can create and collect power from the sun.
You just like blanket statement stuff about it. It's just
like
it's absurd.
You need to do a little research to understand. They don't understand how they work. They have a theory and it works. Therefore, their theory must be right. It's just like
it's built up on everything else. Like it's a universal.
I can't help you if you can't say that. I can't help you. Listen, we can agree to disagree.
I mean, I can't help you either because you just like kind of guess at what the scientists are doing.
I'm not
without actually being one.
I'm actually looking.
Do you read the research papers? Do you know what paper? What paper are you referring to? That's like just like
don't show me the paper that says they absolutely know how they work. They have a theory that it's not.
No, you're not guessing. You're lying, Dave. You're lying. There's a difference. You're telling a deliberate untruth, and when you guess, you're just guessing. So you're lying. You're not guessing.
Knocking boron molecules out and electrons are filling the space.
And it's not boron molecules. It's fucking electrons, dipshit. Oh my God.
It's not just boron. I mean, that's you don't. It
doesn't knock molecules out. It throws electrons off, dipshit, to turn into electricity. That's how it works. Oh, fuck me.
Not specific to that element at all. That's an example of one that works. I mean, it's just like, how do you think they design this stuff? Just sloshing stuff together and see what sticks? I can't.
You can design things that have a wrong theory and it works. You can make an assumption, hey, and it works, right?
No, Jesus Christ, he doesn't know what a theory is. He just doesn't.
That doesn't mean your assumption's right. There's other things that could be happening that you're unaware of. The reason that the photovoltaic scientists don't look at what I'm saying is because they think they live on a globe and the sun is a burning ball of gas 93 million miles away. When in reality, if they realize that the sun is here within our system and it's electric in nature, then they would be like, oh, why didn't we see that in the first place? Because it's right in front of your face. The flat Earth is right in your face.
I guess like taking a step back here, my biggest complaint with flat Earth, and this is where I draw the line on the skepticism argument, is that there's absolutely nothing productive about it. That there's nothing you can do that's going to produce anything better than a solar panel, or a missile, or a spaceship, an airplane. There's nothing that is productive from believing the Earth is flat. You can't gain any insights into predicting solar events, solar eclipses, orbital motion. You just say, I don't know.
Nope.
That's not true. Go ahead, Nathan.
No, you say, I don't know. That's it. I don't know. Nuh-uh. He's asked you how many questions? Every answer is, I don't know. What's the sun? I don't know. What's the moon? I don't know. You're useless.
And it's frustrating in the sense like
you're putting words in our mouth. You're saying things that we say, but we can answer that when you're ready.
It's kind of
right. He's saying things that you say. He isn't putting words in your mouth. He's quoting you, paraphrasing you.
Like going to it's like if you have a problem with your car,
Jesus,
and you just
yeah, exactly, Jim. Fuck, Einstein's Nobel Prize in Physics was his description of the photoelectric effect. Yes, exactly. Yes, we do know how it works, motherfucker.
It's making a weird noise, and you take it to a car mechanic, and because you can't fix the car yourself, but you see it's a problem. And then the car mechanic says, well, you need new spark plugs. And you go and you just say, no, that's not the problem. It's not the spark plugs. And then you go to another mechanic and they say it's the spark plugs. And you just say, no, it's not the spark plugs. I don't know what it is, but it's not the spark plugs. And so you see where this goes? I mean,
that's a horrible analogy.
That's exactly what you do, man. You keep going on these debates, keep asking questions. We keep giving you the answers and you go, nuh-uh. Then you keep asking.
Lots of things that you don't have answers to.
That's not what we do. That's not what we do.
No, that's exactly what you do, Dave. You're lying now.
Okay, you have to let us talk for a second. You have to let us talk for a second.
Okay. Jesus
you
Christ.
say we don't have answers. Yeah, there's something we don't have answers to. You make up answers.
You don't have answers to anything, Dave. It's not there's some things we don't have. You don't have the answers to anything.
Answers to your stuff. Your stuff is based on.
And no, we don't make shit up. We observe stuff. We test it. We measure it. You don't do any of that. Your scientific method stops at looks flat. And then one of you gets a wild hair up your ass and figures out a test that you think is going to prove the Earth is flat, but yeah, you're dumb, so it doesn't.
On nothing scientific.
It's a cohesive theory.
What's a cohesive theory?
And by the way, I mean, you said I make up stuff. I mean, the laws of physics are universal. It gives a framework for understanding
gas expands into available space. That's a law of physics, right?
Right, unless there's a container to contain it or gravity to keep it from doing so.
Yes.
Okay. How does the gas stay on Earth, and how does stars?
Gravity, dumb fuck.
Well, we already went there, and you don't like the gravity answer, but that's the answer. But here, I mean,
when you're ready, Nathan has something to say.
What exactly, like, if I teaching children about flat Earth, like, what opportunities are you restricting these children from having? I mean, they just you're totally blindsiding these people from like being able to reason.
Yeah, by teaching kids flat Earth, we stop them from becoming astronauts and politicians and
effective engineers making like 6-figure salaries.
Yeah. You're fucking with people's lives, man. You're fucking with, and you're admitting that you're fucking with people's intellect. You just admitted it, that you're hurting kids.
I know, you're really screwing up people's lives.
Yes. Wait, Nathan, go ahead.
Yeah, you're basically like, the globe.
Yeah, you're screwing up people's lives, man.
The globe gave us cell phones, so it must be a globe. And the psychopaths up top are building missiles, so it must be a globe.
Psychopaths? What psychopath? There's no psychopaths building missiles, you dumb motherfucker.
I just don't understand that reasoning. Tesla.
We got psychopaths that are standing on the fucking fence of a fucking grade school screaming at kids. We got psychopaths like that running around. Psychopaths that rip books up, science books up at Target. That's the other Nathan. We got psychopaths that get an entire town pissed off at them to the point that they get their car regularly vandalized, and then they want to sue the fucking city. These people are just fucking repulsive.
So the Earth was a Tesla motor, and that's comprised of stator, rotor, and magnets. So the Earth would be the stator. That's why he called it the stator, because it's stationary. The sun and the moon would be the magnets, and the sky would be the rotor. And so there's plenty of things. The way we're talking to you,
that's not how shit works, man. That's not how shit works.
It's through technology developed by flat earthers, people who knew Einstein.
Tesla wasn't a flat earther, dumb fuck. Einstein wasn't a flat earther. What the fuck are you talking about?
Flat earthers.
Okay, well,
none of those people are flat earthers. You dumb motherfucker. You dishonest fuck.
That's debatable, but we do plane surveying, assuming the Earth.
No, it's not debatable.
It's flat for 100 square miles. So we build canals, railroads, bridges, buildings, all on flat Earth. That's what we.
No, none of that's built on a flat Earth, motherfucker. The Earth is a sphere. It's been measured for 2,000 years.
Can do with a flat Earth. What my question to you is, like, because you said, oh, we take to a mechanic, deny the mechanic. I tested the Earth for 10 years. I've been on national.
No, you didn't. No, you didn't. Yeah, you tested the Earth. You tested to see if you could turn the Earth into a huge magnet or some shit like that, wearing a duck suit. You did that.
Geographic. I've been on Netflix. I started the largest flat Earth group in human history. I am the flat Earth mechanic. So.
Oh my God. What a clown. I am the flat Earth mechanic.
Well, I'm curious, what has Globe done for you lately, John? What has the Earth being a globe done for you specifically lately?
It gave me an amazing salary and a life. I have a house. I have insurance. I mean, I have a very stable life.
What do you got, Nathan? What do you got, Nathan? A defunct Facebook group? Some stickers and flyers? A PPO, a PPO with an entire school district? Is that what you got, Nathan? Living in someone's garage? See that right there? That's probably a garage door opener. That thing right there.
So what's the problem?
Globe gave you money, a lifestyle that you're comfortable with.
Oh, I'm sorry. Are you not a capitalist too? Are neither of you? Are you guys doing this for free? How much is your app, Dave? $3? Why don't you make it for free? If it's
because it costs money to run it. Why don't you pay for it and then I'll make it for free?
John, what's your argument with, I've been doing this 10 years. I get $27 a month on Patreon. Do you think that feeds me? Do you think that pays my bills? Do you think that even feeds my dog, John?
No, everybody else pays for your shit because you're a bum, Nathan. You're a bum. You don't work. You live off other people. You're a leech.
So how do you make your money? I mean, everybody has to make money.
Yeah, the creator provides for me, but I've been almost full time for almost 10 years and I barely scrape by. But you know what? I don't care about living in a cush house if I'm lying to people. At least I'm telling them the truth, and I know I'm telling the truth.
I mean, do you really believe in this? I mean, it just seems like
you don't mind living. Yeah. What? How many shower heads does your shower have, Nathan? How many? See, when he's living it up and he's living in the lap of luxury, he brags about that shit.
What's your best globe? Do you have something that prove that? What's your best globe proof? Something physically,
Yeah, the angles Polaris match latitude. That doesn't happen on a flat Earth.
What's your best globe proof?
I mean,
boats going over the horizon, man.
I've seen like, I don't deny these like space missions. I don't deny NASA.
You don't deny
I've worked for contracting.
So is this your best globe proof? The picture that was taken from the moon?
No, that wasn't taken from the moon. Sorry.
Look, that's not the best one. I mean, there's lots of,
but
that wasn't taken from the moon, man.
The way the time zones, the time you can see certain stars across.
Wait. One thing at a time. Pick one, and then let's address it.
It's accumulation of knowledge. Like you guys zero in focus on one argument, and that's the thing. There's so many arguments in support of the globe.
Do you believe
all of it?
So do you believe this picture is real? This is the one they took from the moon. Do you believe this is real?
They didn't take that from the moon, moron.
If that in fact is from
if that's the one taken from the moon, yes. Okay.
Yes, I have no problem with that.
All right. So where's that? Wait, hold on a second. Why is that doing that?
The blue marble was taken between the moon and Earth. Wasn't taken from the moon.
Actually, here it is. Okay. So here's a picture they took from the moon. Now, what is this? This is Africa, right? Here's Madagascar. You with me? Right? This is, I guess that's Antarctica.
Part of it.
And so we have a full Earth. So the sun is behind the moon, right?
No, the sun would be behind the person. Because you could see the Earth, man. If the sun was behind the Earth, it would be in shadow. The side you're looking at would be in shadow.
Full Earth. If the sun was over there or over there, we'd see a Terminator line right here, and then we'd see this part of the Earth later. This part
on
of
the day side of Earth. Yes.
So we're on the day side of the Earth. We're on the day side of the Earth. So we know what time this was taken, what day it was taken, and if you look, this is what's lit up on the Earth at that exact time. Here's South America.
That looks like Madagascar and South America.
Here's Africa, Madagascar, South America, and a little bit of Australia. Where's Australia? Where's South America?
Well, you're really close to the Earth. You're pretty close to the Earth, so you wouldn't see the sides. You wouldn't see that. You wouldn't see that much of it. Get further away, you'll see more of it.
America.
And
you never see 50% of the Earth. Ever, unless you're too far away to see it.
They're in the clouds.
No.
Isn't that weird? The only way you can see the closest to like 50% you can get, you'd have to be too far away to see it.
Look, come on. This is where the Terminator line is. Look, this is actually wrapped around the side. Okay, where is it?
No, that's not the Terminator line. But
this is out of scale. This is a painting. You've been fooled. They're lying about space.
Actually, could be the Terminator line. But no, that's not a painting, man.
But you believe it.
No, that's not a painting. That's an actual photograph taken with film, dumb fuck.
can show you.
It maps exactly with what the
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. Look again.
It's behind the clouds.
Look at the thing I think is fake. Look at the thing I think is fake. Look at the thing I think is fake. That's all you got, man.
I mean,
all South America is in the light. There's no clouds over here. There's no clouds over here. Where's South America? Where's Australia? This is all in the light.
I mean, from your angle of viewpoint. I don't know.
From my angle of viewpoint.
Right, you're too close, man. You're too close. You ever see a person when you're close up, as opposed to further away? Their features look different. Their face looks different. You don't understand zoom and focal length.
I mean, this stuff.
Right.
Or focal length and distance.
But the thing is, what you have to understand is, this is the other side of Earth. Here's America, right? Here's America. This is Mexico right there, right? And then when we look on a world map and we put it right there, this is what lines up perfectly. You have to believe that all of this land is on the other side of this ball.
And water.
Look, here it is, showing you again. Not that many clouds. You have to believe all of that land and water is on the other side of this ball, right here.
Oh my God! What a dumb motherfucker.
If you can't say that's fake, and if you say that's fake, all the spaces, all the stuff NASA tells us is fake. Why would they fake it? This is destroys your globe world, destroys it. And
No, it doesn't, Dave. Sorry.
I have 100 more of these.
No,
Your failure to understand scale and the vertigo effect. I call it the vertigo effect. Dolly zoom effect. You can't understand these things, so you think they prove reality is fake. How sad.
I bet you do. I mean, if you just project on a flat surface, it's going to be distorted at the poles. I mean,
it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Where is the rest of the world? Because when I showed you
it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Yeah, it does, Dave. It really does. See, anything that can prove him wrong, it doesn't matter.
The other side of the world, all it had was this. It just had this. So then all of this should be on the side that we're seeing here. Remember the other one I just showed you? It just had this on it. It had just this. So all of that is supposed to be showing up over here. You can't be intellectually honest and see this and not understand.
You shut the fuck up about being intellectually honest, motherfucker. You can just shut your fucking mouth about that right now.
And that you're being, oh, you know what? I wasn't even showing you what I was just showing you. Hold on. Was I showing you that?
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, we're looking.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, all of that is, it's crazy. And then the other argument is, well, look at this picture, the Earthrise. This is the famous Earthrise, right? And
yeah, taken above the moon's surface, while the craft was in orbit around the moon.
I was like, you don't need Photoshop to do that. Look, I did that. Look, I added myself on the moon. Look, I added two Earths. All right, I did that without Photoshop. I did that in.
Okay, this is no, you did that in Photoshop, Dave. What do you mean you did that without Photoshop? You're a liar.
Canva, which is a free app. Okay,
Canva, whatever. A digital processing program. But no, they didn't have that back then, Dave. They didn't have digital photography back then. It was film, motherfucker.
So just saying pictures from space prove the globe because the Earth is a globe. Because why would they lie? Because,
I mean, again, that's not why I choose to believe in the Earth anyway. But
God, what a fucking crook! What just a dishonest piece of shit. You know, I could make the Earth bigger. I could put another one there. I could put 20 Earths in there. See, I did that digitally, so film is wrong. What a fucking asshole.
I mean, you could do like mappings between those images, and I mean, you don't just
Jesus
you could, but we've done all of that, and it all is a mess. All of it proves that none of it's real. None of it's real.
Fuck.
It's none of it's real.
Yes, it's all real, Dave. You're just dumb as dog shit, and you think that because you suffer from Dunning-Kruger syndrome. You think everything you think is right. Because you've been brainwashed, you've been indoctrinated into this horse shit. You have a tentative grasp on reality at best, and even a worse grasp on science and physics. You don't understand anything, Dave. but you have internet cancer, so you think you know everything. You're just a sad, pathetic little man. A little fucking scrub. You're just a scrub. A conning fucking scandalous, thieving fucking scrub.
I guess I don't really know like where your end goal.
My end goal is to free people from the mind matrix. The globe is a prison for your mind. If you live on a globe, I will tell you. If you live on a globe, there's limited resources. You're a speck in an infinite expanding universe. An asteroid could take us out at any time.
There you go. There's that insecurity. He needs the Earth to be flat so you won't feel insecure.
Overpopulated. All of this stuff. And we're not important. We're a random speck that evolved from Ponscom. I'm not a random speck that evolved from Ponscom. Nathan's not, and neither are you. But we know it.
No, you're pond scum. You are the pond scum. You're not. You're not. You haven't evolved, Dave, Nathan. You're the scum.
You don't. You think you came from pond scum, right? I don't. That depowers you, right? If you understand that we are.
That has nothing to do with the heliocentric model, Dave. Evolution has nothing to do with heliocentrism. Nothing. What the fuck are you talking about? See, he like talks about big subjects and uses big words, so he'll sound big smart. But he's just big stupid.
If you present it in that light, then sure. I mean, if you have that kind of attitude about it, but I mean, I look at the same sky with the idea of a globe, and I think it's just magnificent. I mean, I think space it's just a miracle that any of us could actually be here.
So your proof of a globe is what again? Because you brought up the picture.
Well, I told you the stars, the shift of the stars in the sky. The sun.
Wait, one thing. The stars in the sky. So do you remember? You know we're traveling. You know how many miles the Earth travels every year?
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter at all. See, this shit you're showing is like it's sped up by about 1 billion times and uses astronomical figures because those are scary to stupid people. The big numbers are scary to stupid people.
So we're chasing the sun. We're orbiting, right? Forget that.
I couldn't possibly believe in anything that's scary. It's sad. Just the indoctrination techniques are just so blatant.
Chasing the sun at 500,000 miles an hour, close to it. We're traveling 4.4 billion miles a year, never to return to where we were before. Planets, I mean, they say that like 80% of the stars in our galaxy are binary, and some of them are trinary, which means they're orbiting around each other like this, right? Everything's moving, but never once have two stars changed position due to parallax.
Trinary? No, trinary just means there's 3 stars in the system. That's it, man.
Never once.
And yes, stars have crossed. Yeah, stars have crossed. Stars move. They aren't all plastered to the dome, motherfucker.
Have you seen 2 stars cross each other's path due to parallax? Now, we have stars that are close. Only 25 trillion miles.
Due to parallax, of course. Yeah, absolutely. That's called stellar parallax. That's how we measure the distance to shit, Dave. But of course, because that proves that space is real and shit is like really far away, you don't believe in it, right?
Miles away. And other ones that are millions and millions and millions of times farther. Everything's moving, but in all of recorded history, no 2 stars have ever changed position. Or maybe those lights in the sky are close. They're fixed in the sky above us, and they're rotating above us, like Tesla said. Maybe.
Tesla never fucking said that. Never. Tesla was not a flat earther, moron.
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about why, if we live in this crazy heliocentric nightmare, no stars have ever changed positions. You don't have an answer for that.
I mean, everything shifts by the same amount. I don't understand.
Oh, everything shifts by the same amount. So a binary star.
Yeah, everything shifts by the same amount, man. A binary star, you can't see binary stars with your bare eyes, dipshit. They're too far away.
They're far away.
Like Polaris, you think that's one star?
Everything's so far away.
Do you think this is air you're breathing?
That all of the millions and billions and billions and billions and billions of miles for billions of years.
Hey, Citizen 9.
Nothing ever changes because it's so far away. But you ignore the first thing we talked about, the angular size of stars. We couldn't see them. And then you try to.
No, you can see them because it's light, dipshit. A photon doesn't have angular size. As long as there's nothing in the way, we're going to see the light no matter how far away it is, man. As long as it's close enough that the light can get to us. Fuck. God damn, you're stupid.
Pointed towards a laser and not you admit that light attenuates and spreads out and gets weaker, but you still believe that we can see it. You know how many times that the moon,
because of the power. I mean, and you just chose to ignore that. So I mean, it's like you skip over the thing. You choose to hear what you hear, I guess. But
not true. You know, if the moon's
you don't really have any numbers to anything. So it's
here's a number for you. If the moon is 1 lumen on a full moon night, it's 1 lumen. Just for let's say it's 1 lumen.
It's called proper motion. When stars move and change relative position in the celestial sphere, it's happening constantly with many stars. Absolutely.
You get 100 miles from the moon, it should be brighter than the sun.
Now, it doesn't happen with the major stars, with the constellations. But yeah, with the smaller stars, they do cross.
For us to see it at 1 lumen at 250,000 miles away. If you use the inverse square law, right, it should be brighter than the sun. Magnitude's brighter for us to see that the brightness that we see it. It would be the same brightness or brighter than how we see the sun. You can't imagine. Polaris, at the distance they say it is, right, would have to be, I can't even think of the number. It's like, it's in the sextillions or higher, brighter than the sun for us to see it at the brightness that we see it. But you don't like to calculate that stuff because it destroys your heliocentric world.
Yeah, we
haven't seen every star. I mean, there's stars that we don't see. I mean, that's why, like,
Go ahead, Nathan.
We had a Glober on TikTok one time tried to do the math for how much brighter and bigger Polaris would have to be than the sun. And when he got to 32 million times bigger and brighter than the sun, he gave up on the math and didn't want to do the multiplication anymore.
That's bullshit. It's bullshit, Nathan.
Right. I'm sure, because he was probably...
We know how big fucking Polaris is. We already know.
Not considering the power output.
32 million times, John.
Because you're just looking at the size. I mean, it's not an aperture problem. It's an output. I mean, nuclear fusion is huge, and I don't think you believe in fusion either.
Here's the good news, John. The good news is an honest man, when proven to be wrong, must admit he is wrong, or he no longer remains to be an honest man. So,
okay, then you're not an honest man. You're admitting it. Thanks for admitting that you're a dishonest piece of shit, Nathan.
There's still an opportunity for you to...
Because you've never admitted that you're wrong. And you've been dishonest. We've caught you at many, many lies. I have tonight.
Come out on top and just admit, hey, I was deceived. I was wrong. You're still going to be smart. You're still going to be handsome. You're still going to be charming. You're going to have all that going for you. You're just going to know the truth now.
See, that's what a cult does. A cult tries to convince you that you've been indoctrinated and everything you've learned is wrong. But we have the answers. Hey, Dan, we have the answers. You can trust us. We'll welcome you in.
So I think it's a W, but we're kind of going in circles.
Yeah.
You're a fucking retard, Nathan.
I think...
I mean, who the fuck dresses like this, man? Who the fuck dresses like this? Shit. Seriously. Like this. What fucking 80-year-old dude wears a backwards Kanga hat? That's not Samuel Jackson.
I think I'm a very honest person, and
I think you're not willing to look at the evidence that we're showing you. I have an idea.
I mean, I think like running an experiment, but I mean, you kind of throw these photos. I mean, it's like you're arguing that NASA is doctoring photos, but then you show me photos of your own experiments. You see how that works?
All right. Do you want to have a little fun with NASA for a moment?
We did that last time a little bit.
I showed you. All right. But everything I showed you, green screens, wires, bubbles in space, everything I showed you.
No, you've not shown any of that, Dave. You haven't shown any bubbles in space or green screen or wires. You just claim that's there because other flat earthers have told you it is. Because you're a gullible sycophant.
I show you, you just make an excuse. And
okay, but then like, why do you? I mean,
you're an indoctrinated cult member, man.
It's like you believe that footage, but then you don't believe the moon footage. Like it's like you kind of.
I don't believe any footage. I believe it's all fake.
What stream did you bail from?
Yeah. So then you show me footage of your experiments, and then how am I supposed to believe it?
I said don't believe it. Go do it yourself. I can't go to space, but I can redo the experiments myself. That's what I did. I got a P900 when it first came out, and I zoomed in on things that should be.
I mean, I'm very interested in doing Earth experiments to show.
If you did one, let's say you found a frozen lake, right? It got and you measured those light. You did the same experiment, and it came out. What would you do? Would you deny it?
I mean, when I run an experiment, let's just back up.
I'd say, oh, so it matches prediction. Okay.
When I run an experiment, you first have to be very careful in your measurements and very precise, and you have to visually verify it. Okay, and then you take your.
Right now, Nathan's making those cool S's. He's making these. See if I can do it still. Yeah. How is it? Yeah, like this. Something like that. And that goes like that. Like that. There. Something like this. And there's another one. Did a butchered up job. Something like that. That's what Nathan's doing right now. He's doing the S's. Drawing the cool S's.
Your data, and you measure, and you observe. And then you have to think. You don't instantly, I mean, it's very rare in science when you get data and you just instantaneously know, like, oh, this is exactly what happened. I know it.
Well,
there's
we do the experiment, we think, and we look at the data. We have the data. You're assuming.
No, you don't, Dave. You're lying. You don't do the observations and have the data and record it and fucking... You don't do any of that, man. You're a liar.
Data. You're assuming a star is X distance away, made out of gas in a space vacuum, which breaks all laws of physics.
Okay, but then, Dave, you have to make some sort of experiment to figure out.
Which breaks all laws of physics. Jesus fucking Christ. Yeah, space breaks all the laws of physics.
How far this stuff is.
Okay, well, how about
using
you know that thing that's very well understood that physics engineers have like created rockets to go into, you know, like that.
I don't know.
We can see too far. We can see beyond the physical horizon of a 24,901 mile Earth. So
okay, but
yeah, you can. Yeah, but you can't see too far past it. Not when stuff's on the water. You can see stars beyond it. But yeah, you can't see the sun. That's weird. You can't see the sun at some point in the day. But yeah, you can see stars that are further away. But on a flat Earth, the sun should be like way, way high up in the sky all the time.
But when I ask you, like how, okay, so you don't agree the distance away from the moon or the sun.
Well, let's stick to Earth. Let's talk
figure
about
out an experiment that you can run to actually measure a distance.
Okay, let's measure. Let's measure distances.
Oh, Law Talk with Mike. He's pretty good.
We have on the app, if you go to the experiments page, go to Taboo Conspiracies channel. He's got all experiments. They've all been done.
Taboo Conspiracy's a dumb motherfucker, man. Why the fuck are you citing him?
And laid out for you, shown, and they show they lay it out so you can't deny it. They show you all of the evidence and the setup and everything, so you don't have to do it yourself, but you can go do it yourself. That's the thing. We can see too far. Therefore, the Earth is 1,000 times bigger than they're telling us, or it's flat.
Oh my God. What the fuck are you talking about? See, that comes from Quantum Eraser with the black swan. So the horizon is there. You can see it right there. That means the Earth is 1,000 times bigger. That comes straight from Quantum Eraser.
We can see observations that show that would require the Earth to have a radius of over 100,000 miles. And the radius, the assumed radius is 39,850. What is it, Nathan?
3,959 miles.
It's 3,000.
See, that comes straight from Quantum Eraser and BMLS B69. What a fucking clown.
3,959. All right. So we can see things that would require the Earth to have a radius over 100,000 miles. That's a problem.
240,000.
240,000 miles, right?
I had a Glober on TikTok extend the radius value using their fraction slide bar to 39 million miles. So we're making observations, and Globers are just making the radius value of the Earth 39 million.
No, sweetheart. So you probably used Walter Bislin's calculator with probably used it in the flat Earth in the flat Earth side. See, there's two models, Nathan. If you had 130 million on the slider, you weren't using the globe portion of the calculator. You're using the flat Earth one. And of course, you're just proving that if the Earth was flat, we don't see far enough.
Miles to compensate for us seeing way too far. This is not science. This is not being honest.
And he probably had no fucking refraction, right?
Honest, bro.
I guess like I would like to see those kind of
Well, you can.
experiments.
It's there. It takes time and effort, you know, and that's a hard thing for you to do because if you take the
let me
time
ask
and
you this,
effort,
though.
let me finish what I'm saying.
Let's just-
If you take
let's
the
just
time and effort and actually look at this stuff, it's going to blow up your world. So
But
I
if
think you really want to
there
do
are
that.
some problems discovered with these experiments,
But it doesn't, because everyone debunks you, Dave, Nathan. Everybody debunks you. It doesn't blow anything up.
you be so honest to admit that there's a problem in your model.
Sure. We don't have a solid model. We just know that your model doesn't work.
Well,
We just know your model doesn't work. No, you don't. No, you don't. You just don't understand anything, man. You think it doesn't because someone else told you it doesn't. And you do not do your own research, or else you know that it's not flat.
perhaps you guys should work on that.
Well, we are working on it.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Measuring the physical Earth. You guys like
I think
the sky.
So let me ask you. Here.
I could like to finish a sentence.
So let me ask you, Dave. Right? See, the sun can't go any further out than this, right? It's got to be this far out. Well, when it was here, people who were here could see it when they were facing away from it. How did that work, Dave? How does that work?
You guys like to look at people in the past that you've never met, that you don't know even if they're real, and you like to look at the lights in the sky, and that's where all of your stuff comes from. You don't like to look at the Earth because the Earth measures flat.
No, it doesn't, Dave. It's been measured as spherical. What do you mean? Hey, Lindsay. What do you mean? No, it's not measured flat, Dave. It's not.
Maybe it's just it's not a reliable optical source for determining
measuring the Earth.
Yeah, you don't measure the Earth by looking at the horizon. Nobody has ever done that, ever.
Earth is not a no. But we
can how to measure. I mean,
we do mirror flashes. How about a mirror flash? Let me ask you a question. You know what a mirror flash is? I got the sun over there, and I could flash the mirror, and
right, mirrors get refracted too, dipshit. Mirrors get refracted too.
I could, you can see the flash, right? I can. So what if you were on the other side of my house?
I'm done. I'm done. I can't even deal with another fucking 5 minutes of this shit. God, what a dishonest piece of fucking garbage. All right. Let's see. We start with this. Look at this shit. Oh, wait a second. Hold on. How do I do this? Maybe I gotta... No, I don't want to do that. Fuck. Okay. There we go. And we'll fix it. These are all...
Buy my book.
Yeah, these are all shorts. Actually. Do this. What the fuck? And this will be all for the evening. Let me do this.
Only accept elevation angle measurements of Earth. And if they're not of Earth and they're just calculations, extrapolations or approximations, then they won't fly with me. I mean, you can use them to fantasize about how, yeah, the measurements that we're now denying, they're from a really big ball. That's why they're flat. Earth measurements that you're all measuring for Dan. So if you feel betrayed by Dan, because he's told you it was a global measurement, you didn't expect me to come along and call you idiotic, did you?
Yeah, you're a fucking moron, Nathan. You know less than Dave and Nathan. So yeah, who gives a fuck if you come along and do a video? You're dumb, Nathan. You don't know anything.
Were you expecting Nathan Oakley to look down the barrel of the camera and say, did you participate in Dan's flat earth measurements of...
So yeah, he's all pissed off that Dan proved the globe using Eratosthenes' experiment. He's doing the Eratosthenes things like globally, worldwide, right? Had over 1,000 people globally that took part in this. Oh, and Nathan is pissed off because he knows that it debunks the flat Earth. He knows for a fact that it does. Look at how pissed off he is.
Surface level for an angle, because you've got me looking down the camera barrel, smiling and affirming your need for a flat Earth prerequisite to measure this surface level.
So he's just so pissed. Look at him.
Level, angle, measurement of Earth as a flat plane. So well done, every single one of Dan's participants. You all measured Earth flat. And let me personally, my name is Nathan Oakley, I want to welcome every single one of you 1,000 participants to the flat Earth you all measured. Welcome to flat Earth.
See, when you say that all measurements are flat Earth measurements, but that doesn't match the math when they calculate everything, then you're a lying sack of shit, Nathan. Which is exactly what happened. They took all those measurements, they put them into a program that organizes them and correlates them, and yeah, prove that the Earth is a globe, Nathan. None of the points point at the same direction on the flat Earth. I've presented a video before showing the difference. I think it's one that MC Toon did, where they wrapped, or no, this is Bob the Science Guy, where they took all the angles and put them flat, Nathan. He put them all flat. Guess what happened? They didn't fucking point to the same place. But then they wrap it around the globe. Guess what happened, Nathan? And this is Len Lennox, excited for my book to come out.
And my book.
All roads lead to flat Earth. Oh, isn't that awesome?
And my book.
Isn't that awesome? And basically, his book is, from what I understand, his book is just a transcribed transcript from his live streams.
There's a reason we refuse to do it without Nathan there. Yeah? How many sentences have we done without Nathan's icon being on the screen? None. Not one. I won't. Because it's his book.
Oh, I know that.
Yeah.
I know that. I'm still going to give him a flag.
Yeah, that's why you're being called a prick.
No, he's not. He's not. No, I'm trying to outlay that. Right. This book is a project. It's a meeting of brilliant people from different fields. Yeah.
It's a meeting of brilliant people from different fields. No, it's not, Adam. You guys are the dumbest motherfuckers to ever walk the planet.
But it's your book. But that's not to decry the effort we've put in. But it's your book. And fundamentally, why? Look at the structure of it. It's your story. Now, along your story, you met a couple of people, me and QE, that's really inputted into making the book of your story brilliant. And then there's other people like Neil and Brian that's on a lower level, but they're still important in that.
Far less influential, far less.
Yeah, I'll go with that. But that's not the point. The point is, it's still your book, but all these people are influential, but it's your book. If I ever... I've took a lot from this, and I'm assuming...
Adam sounds drunk as fuck, doesn't he?
When I retire, I will write a book, and it'll be my book about me and my journey and how I contributed to Nathan's book, yeah? Honestly. Yeah, it won't be trying to steal valor. It'll just be a history. You get me? But this is your book, and I'm proud to be part of it, yeah?
Thank you. And Brian. But you can think of getting a mention.
There's a reason we refuse. You can name names, everything you've asked.
And this is
you can name.
Maybe Write Your Own Book is the title of this.
Names, everything you've asked for is there. That's what my brief was. As Nathan has said, if everyone does a little, I won't have to do anything.
To calculate the radius of the Earth using celestial navigation, we measure the elevation angle to Polaris. This angle is known as the observer's latitude. By measuring the angle to Polaris from the observer's position and knowing the latitude, they calculate the radius of the Earth using trigonometric principles with the minimum interference angle to Polaris. Or minimum inferred angle to Polaris. So there we go, right there. Isn't that awesome? Don't you love it?
Something we should all be proud of. All of us, whether mentioned specifically or not within these pages. And that brings me to the point of my contribution to those flat panel members for their outstanding work, in quotation marks. We know who we are. Right. Yeah. If that's not a name drop and you need more, then I would suggest write your own fucking book.
Well, no. Right, no. But I do think for a humorous effect, it could definitely have an addition that says, but QE specifically wanted his name mentioned whilst helping redraft the book or something like that. Something humorous.
Open that up. Here are a list of people. Your book.
So this is Adam Meakin makes it clear, or Adam makes it clear whose book is being promoted.
Show after show. I'm shadow banned. Well, these fuckers are.
We got 4 more, so.
So engage with them and let them promote your book in a way you cannot, sir. You get my point.
Wednesday?
So far, so good, yeah.
What time?
By the way, while you're still here, I can tell that you guys are pulling out all the stops to get this book done. I really appreciate it.
You know what was really motivating for me was watching that video of Ranty's Nathan.
Is that so?
I ain't shitting you, pal.
Yeah, tell me. I know you want to get off, but this is hopefully a bit unwinding to do this. Why?
Okay, just relax before you start. What time on Wednesday, and then you can go on and on and on about it.
This isn't about selling mics or comparison. Even if you could earn 50 quid for playing with this guy for a week, just to earn the 50 quid to read the email. That's not what I'm suggesting, and I'll come back to that.
Anyway, next one. Unsubscribing from Quantum Eraser. Oh my God, what a petulant child. And these are in numerical order, so we're in a chronological order.
You understand?
And this is Thief Adam Meakin clarified Thief John Stungus role and acknowledges what they get for contributing.
Right, me and QE don't get a mention in the book.
I won't stand for this.
In the text of the book, we will not be named. I don't think, but in there it will say contributors. Without the help of the Adam Meakin and Quantum Racer, I could not have wrote this book.
You think old Nathan?
You understand, right? Me and QE don't get a mention in the book.
I won't stand for this.
In the text of the book, we will not be named. I don't think, but in there it will say contributors. Without the help of the Adam Meakin and Quantum Racer, I could not have wrote this book.
You think old Nathan?
You understand, right? Me and QE don't get a mention in the book.
I won't stand for this.
In the text of the book, if you're getting Simon Dan, we can get on his channel.
The devil made them steal my book. John Stunja and Adam Meakin are thieves and con men. This is awesome.
Then your book will sell tenfold. Yeah? Guaranteed.
Oh, I see what Adam's doing. Okay. I see I got it.
Fuckers talk about it for the next 3 months. Even if they then drop it, your book will sell tenfold. If you're getting Simon Dan, we can get on his channel, then your book will sell tenfold. Yeah? Guaranteed.
Oh, I see what Adam's doing. Okay.
Get on Simon Dan's channel to sell that book.
We're more ghost fillers.
And this is thieving con man Adam Meakin clarifies who wrote the book he and John Stunja stole from me. This is the last one.
You wrote it, we filled it. You know what I mean?
Sorry, Adam.
And that's right. So what's the skeleton we've wrote this on? It's wrote on Nathan's life. Nathan's decision to dedicate his life to Flat Earth debate. Without that, there wouldn't be the housekeeping questions. There wouldn't be
Brian
meeting. We're more ghosts.
So the drama continues. So anyway, that's all I have for you tonight. I'll be back in about an hour, maybe 2. Just look for the I'll go ahead and schedule it so you'll know when I'm live. So I want to do these videos that I've clipped when I get those done. So thanks for watching, everybody. Thanks for coming by. Click the like button if you haven't. You've all subscribed, so I've seen some new names. Yeah, subscribe if you can. Drop some cash in the kitty in the PayPal link if you'd like to. And I'll see you in a couple hours.